Good evening, everybody, and welcome to StatCheck episode 147. This episode is titled Like Tears in the Rain. I hope everybody is having a
Damn it.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening as we engage in the ever-living hell that is our current metagame, as well as all the preparation for WTC, all the events we've been going to, and everything in between. I'm Ennis. I am joined by Nathan and Jeremy. This week, we're going to be going through the stats. We're going to be doing our classic tier list as we prepare to head off to WTC for myself as well as Anthony, which is why Anthony can't be with us this week. Also, I hear he had a bad haircut and doesn't want to be on camera. Wish I was kidding. So we shall see how things are faring. But before we get into any of that, I would love my two lovely hosts, Nathan, Jeremy. Nathan, kick us off. How you guys been this last week or so?
I spent all weekend moving the rest of my stuff from Boston to Chicago. So I flew back to Chicago last night after loading up a U-Haul pod over the weekend and sending the last of my things from the East Coast. And the East Coast tried real hard to punish me by delaying my flight multiple times.
That's how much they're going to miss you.
Yeah. Well, last time when I was moving back, they gave me food poisoning. So this time they tried to cancel my flights instead. But otherwise, I've got a bunch of Space Wolf stuff on my desk that I'm working on painting up. And then, yeah, I don't know. Things are going okay. I'm really excited to open some Edge of Eternity stuff for Magic the Gathering because I'm a sucker for weird classic sci-fi posters.
I opened, Overlord. We were at Element this weekend. I opened like 2 boosters and 1 collector booster because I had some store credit. I was like, I might as well. And the art is so pretty in that set.
Oh, 100%. And then, I don't know. I'm really amused at the idea of Black Templars. So that Combat Patrol is so nice. I might get it just to paint it. But at the moment, I'm focused just because the Emperor's Champion looks funny. That's all. I won't lie.
I don't know if I can zoom in on my background on screen, but don't worry about it.
Is there a Rep X back there? I hope that's a Rep X.
It's a Rep X and a Hellbrecht.
It is funny how much better the Black Templars Rep X is than every other Rep X.
There's also a Bayard's Revenge kit on my bed that I found in my bed. It's like, wow, don't want to look up how much that is anymore.
I love it. I have been thinking about it, and it's like, if you have a Space Marines army, just paint everything like an easy color and then just merge everything together.
Like, for example, black and white.
There you go. Mine are all like Horus Heresy Gray for the Space Wolves. Horus Heresy Gray goes good on everybody. Nobody can tell me different. If I slap a wolf helmet on some of those Sword Brethren, they're Space Wolves too. Nobody can tell me different. That's all I'm going to say. You'll never know.
Oh yeah, my dude. I'm glad to hear it. How's this? You've been playing a bunch of Space Wolves on in your games recently. I take it with moving, you've not had much of a chance.
I've played a few games with it. I am really vibing with having 15 Thunderwolf Cavalry and Stormlance, and then just watching my opponent die inside as I advance them 21 inches across the board and then charge them. They're very surprised by it every time, even though I tell them about it at the beginning of the game. I'm like, this is a unit, can go all the way across the board and then charge you. And they're like, I don't believe you. And then it happens, and they're like, oh my God.
Last time I played against that, they walked into the Saboteur Bomb, took 6 mortal wounds, failed to charge, and then died instantly the next turn to a grenade.
So something not dissimilar happened last time I played Genestealer Colt. A 3-man ran up to the Saboteur because it was like 3 Space Wolf Cavalry can handle the Saboteur. She killed one with the bomb and then killed another with like Overwatch. And then the one guy got into her and failed to kill her.
You
and I was
Overwatched?
Like, I don't know. There was stuff going on that attacked me. And so, it happened. And then I had 1 Thunderwolf Cavalry out of 3 left at the end of it.
And there was still a Saboteur there, which is deserved.
And there was still a Saboteur there at the end of it. And I was like, good job, Thunderwolf Cav. You did great. And then I played the mirror with Thunderwolf Cavalry into another person who wasn't playing Stormlance, but was playing
Beast Slayer?
One with Doctrines Gladius. They were playing Gladius. And it's very funny how if you charge Thunderwolf Cavalry units into each other, they don't kill each other at all.
No, just they're strength 5, right?
Yeah, they're strength 5, so they wound each other on 5s. If you pop the strat, it's on 4s for like Lance. But it's funny how the perfect counter is to a 6-man Thunderwolf Cavalry unit is just a 3-man Thunderwolf Cavalry unit who will tie them
Well,
up
the actual answer
in
is
melee range forever.
Holy crap, do Terminator stunt on Thunderwolf Cav in the mirror match.
Oh, 100%. My army had 2 units of 5, and I love them so much. I don't know, I put RJack in one of the units and just ran it across the table basically after rapid ingressing it. And watching them advance and then charge is a beautiful thing, especially since they can do it an auto 6-inch charge if you're feeling like you don't want to roll dice.
On the Scotland V team at the event we were at this weekend, there was the high scorer for the team was one of my friends, Sam, who was playing Olivier's list, but swapped a little bit of stuff out for 2x3 Thunderwolves to go and skirmish a bit more because he wasn't getting table choices aggressively, and he was just rolling across the board with 20 Blood Claws and 10 Thunder and 10 of Terminators with RJack. Just like, no, nothing kills me. Die with prejudice.
The thing I found with the Terminators was that they don't die until suddenly they just all fucking die. And that was my experience with that unit. Was they got hit by head takers and they were doing okay, and then they just all fucking went away. And I was like, them's the breaks, I guess. But RJack did just kill multiple Wolfguard battle leaders by himself. So, that's fine.
It's not bad, yeah. I overwatched, last time I played against Pistols, I overwatched Logan's squad from Logan in 5 down to Logan on 2 wounds with the Primus brick. I felt pretty powerful.
Do they survive nights? They do sometimes.
They certainly can survive nights, and nights don't like getting activated at by anything with rapid fire. Like Lancers, even just Lancers getting +1 shot is a nasty little bastard for them.
I switched from 2 Lancers to 2 Vindicators, and I think I'm having a bit of a better time with it just overall because I can cut the 2 priests and save a few points basically. But the Lancer is still a great platform for it. I did find that 2 Vindicators though will pick up a Lancer given opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
Given opportunity, and provided you don't roll only 4 shots on both of them and they make all their 4-up saves.
Like you're telling me the Vindicators aren't blast 4?
Yeah, they aren't blast 4. I wish that'd be cool.
4 shots blast is the typical value for that gun.
For some of us, it can be. Some of us, it can be. And I don't know. I've also had people roll 9s on me for an entire game, so I don't really know. But I've
never seen a PVC that didn't roll 9s every turn.
It's only my opponents that roll that well. Although I was playing Chaos Demons at a friendly RTT, and I did have somebody put 3.5 units of Neophytes to kill a Bloodthirster. And the Bloodthirster barely died. It was quite funny for me and not very funny for my opponent. The other half of the Neophyte squad put 6 wounds onto Bellacore. So, averages.
Very normal experience.
Very normal. I roll 4-ups like nobody's. Apparently, that's just what I'm doing. I can just roll 4-ups just fine.
I mean, that's what makes you good at Warhammer, right? I hear there's you should try Custodes.
I'm really good at coin flips.
You don't play Warhammer enough to not be a Custodes player, Nathan.
I do have
thanks, Jeremy.
I have 2 units of Custodes in my fucking hobby bin, but that's fucking rude as shit is what that fucking is. Just saying. All
right, Jeremy. How are you getting
Tell us
on?
what you're doing.
Still feeling pretty rough. I want to thank the community for those who reached out last week. Just kind of give me well wishes and let me know that they're there if I needed to chat. Yeah, depression's kind of a shitty journey, but I went to a GT this weekend. I had some fun. I played 5 super fun games. I myself played 3 good games of Warhammer and 1 mediocre game and 1 absolutely horrible game of Warhammer just because I got lost in my head. Shout out to all my opponents for just being gems all weekend. Shout out to John Winter, Russell, as I like to joke at one of the friendliest people I know. He put up with me getting a little salty over guard in the finals, and him just absolutely rinsing my marine bodies, my poor T-Sons, as guard are very good at doing. But I'm making the most of everything. But the GT was good fun. It's a nice way to distract myself and just kind of have some fun with the community. So I think I went 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. My draw was the third round on Saturday after I had been up for almost 40 hours because the Friday night I had to take Logan to the vet. So that's always fun. But
I think we have different definitions of fun, Jeremy. I'm just going to put that out there.
I got to sit in a really nice emergency vet room for 6 hours while we just waited to make sure that he was okay. And he was okay. So the next morning, I got to play, or as the day went on, I got to play progressively more sleep-deprived Warhammer with Thousand Suns, which do not recommend.
Didn't lose any games with them, proving that they're so incredibly not balanced.
They are so not okay. The end of that Death Guard game, I got zeros on primary 2 turns in a row, and managed to pull it back to a draw because at the end of the game he had Mortarion left.
That'll do it.
Yeah, if they don't get slapped because Death Guard and Knights are distracting, then that's going to be really problematic.
We're going to have a very heavy Thousand Suns metagame for LGT and Champs Cup and
Worlds, probably.
Worlds and LVO, yeah.
We'll see.
I own Thousand Suns. I can live with that.
I mean, this is the thing. Is that they are kind of a fun army to play. Because you get to just kind of point at things and watch them disappear.
Don't own Vortex Beast. That's my biggest crime right now. Just shove an X screen on the table and say it's a Vortex Beast. You think anyone would notice?
Probably not.
We were joking about that with someone about because I've been trying to find some Mauler fiends for my EC, and I was just put the Vortex Beast on the table and went, it's the same base. You could just make the argument that it's a Mauler fiend. It has
basically looks like one. If you stuck a big Slaneshi
melee and it has some kind of gun.
Oh, you should get the
and it has tentacles.
Like the gluttony guy from the Hayden Knights.
Oh,
the guy on this, on the palanquin.
Sorry, I just keep thinking of Hedonism Bot whenever I think that.
I think you should convert one to be Hedonism Bot. Yeah, I think that's.
It might as well be Hedonism Bot. I'll find it. It'll take me like 5
I'm looking it up
seconds.
now. It's the one that has like the giant ogre things pulling it that people use for like Slaneshi spawn and things like that.
Lutus or Skillion is what Willow is saying.
Yes, that guy. That's that. No one could make up a name that stupid. So that's
or Skillion, Lord of Gluttony.
Yep.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see why I think Hedonism Bot every single time he gets mentioned, just go look it up.
I mean, I'm just gonna.
I may just put it on the screen.
Just put it.
Like there is no world where that is not.
Yeah, that's a Mauler fiend.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a Mauler fiend.
Stick some Space Marines on the back of it and stuff.
I don't need to. Just put a couple power packs on a couple guys and say that they're Space Marines.
Just have like a couple Noise Marines like playing guitar in the windows and
the Noise Marines are the Magna Cutters.
Exactly.
There you go. I see that we've thought this all the way.
Do it with the old Forge Roll Cacophony upgrade kit, so it looks a little different.
Yeah,
you could just make it that one limited edition Noise Marine just on the front playing music.
Oh,
right?
That would do it.
Instead
Actually, no, put him on in place of the Lord of Gluttony.
That's how you differentiate them. One is gluttony and one is music. See, we got this. We're good. We've got this.
I hear. On that train of thought, what greater good would Bender belong to? Slanesh? Probably. It's kind of a thing about excess. He's definitely not Zinch. He's definitely not Corn.
I mean, he changes what he's made of every week, so he's 10% Zinch.
God damn.
Oh, thank you. That's the response I was looking for.
Innes, how was your weekend?
Team Scotland had a pretty good weekend. We were down at the Isles of Convenience GT. It was 10 teams, 8-man tournament. There was ourselves were there. Team Wales was there. There was an Army Rector team. There was a Team England, which was a bunch of the coaches in the academy from Team England, and headed up by Tom Lohman from the England roster. And we managed to go 5-0, which was awesome. So we got a bunch of really, really good data towards our sort of WTC hopes. We managed, winning all our rounds feels pretty good, but also identified some things that we need to work on going forward. Put some effort into what our sort of in-round processes look like and things like that as well, right? So, feeling really good. Managed to go 5-0 personally with the Gene Star cults, which is obviously a great feeling.
What was your diff score?
84, I think. Yeah, I had 2 18s against Knights and Chaos Knights, 20-0 against Eldar, which I can't believe anyone let me have this late into the process that someone let me play against Eldar. A 12-8 into Thousand Suns and a 14-6 into Death Guard Mortarian's Hammer. So
was it Tom that let you have the Eldar?
No, it was against the D-side guys that we played in the last round. So they were kind of our we had a couple of couple of a little bit gimme rounds against Gimli's Tossers and the D-Side Galactus, where we put up 141 and 125 points respectively, which felt pretty good. I will shout out the Team Wales guys in round 2 paired against Vale Renegades and beat them 157-3.
Ow.
Shout out to Gaz and the crew.
6-20-0s, a 19-1 and an 18-2. So
you know for a fact that the two guys that didn't get 20s were being
they ate like kings that night.
Time.
Like, you guys let the side down. What? We got 100% of our team score with 3 points. It was pretty grim. I've definitely
that's an ice cream find right there.
Yeah. But I had the pleasure of playing against round 1 we played against Army Rector. I had the pleasure of playing against Reese Darville, who won Best Sports. It was great to play against. He's the guy that I shouted a couple months ago for playing the double Corvus Black Star in his Imperial Knights list back before the book. So it was great to get to play Reese. I played against from Team Wales. I played against Liam Keane, who's the guy I played against at Home Nations, and had also played against at Manchester. So it was good to get us back to being 2-1, because he had the one-on-one against me. I don't like people having a win against me with that more than that losses. And then the game against Team New England, I played against Joshua, who was playing Deathguard Mortarian's Hammer. It was also, I offered Tom Loman the mirror match and he turned it down. And frankly, cowardice, pure rank cowardice. I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't want to play
the mirror match now.
Yeah, I have an extra Survey Augur. He has an extra Mortar. It's not actually a mirror match. So Tom's a coward for it was purely a skill game at that point. So it was awesome. I wanted to give a massive props to the rest of my team. Everybody across the entire event went up on Matrix compared to what they had for the rounds. So nobody was like significantly below par. But a massive shout out to Scott, who was our guard player, who I think matrixed 50 points across the event and brought back a 65, which is like as guard, averaging a 10 every round, bringing back a 13 per game. Guard's good, guys. Good. Don't know what anyone's Bulgrin, strong, powerful army. And also to Bruce, who brought back a 96 with Chaos Cults. Just straight across the board, 4-20-0s and a 16-4 into 30 Swooping Hawk Eldar. Bruce was my little princess all weekend. He got the best pairings, and man, looking over at his board state, sometimes I'm like, what turn is this? And it's like, bottom of 1, I went first. You walk over and go to your opponent. It's like, the last round he played against Plague Legion in Search and Destroy, and I was talking to my opponent at the start of the game because it was like the other guy had the choice of me or the Chaos Cult to play against. And it was like, yeah, I took the Gene Cult because I thought I'd have my other guy would have a better chance of getting points out of Chaos Cult. And then I looked over at the board and I'm like, well, there's already a Grit and Clean one dead. The other 2 are at 7. It's turn 1 and you're never leaving your deployment zone. Chaos Cult is probably faster than it's a little faster than Gene Slayer Cult. It's been really good to see Bruce just like absolutely crushing it as well.
Also,
with a list
Great and Clean one dead turn 1 against Chaos Cult. That's
one Great and Clean one dead, 1 on 7, and then the Great and Clean one player did not leave his deployment zone because there was still an ACDC brick in reserve. So
it's just hurts.
Yeah. It's great to see. As far as the rest of the event goes, we got 116 against Army Reactor, 141-19 against Gimli's Tossers. I want to say 90-70 against Wales, 89-71 against Team New England, and then 125-35 against D-Side Galacticus. Really, really great results across the board. Super happy with the team. We are jazzed and excited and ready for next week. And I am very much looking forward to it. I have an entire singles tournament to get through still because I'm playing War Masters. But, let's see if we can, if Olivier can do it, right? So we'll see.
Just see if you can be a bit better on the clock
than Olivier. I think I'm going to be okay. To be fair, getting a 10 round 1 might be the secret to making it through War Masters.
It's true. You're constantly getting paired down.
Exactly. Like you're playing in the significantly, the generally weaker bracket. Obviously, getting to the top cut is still an incredible achievement, but getting a little bit of a leg up along the way is very rarely a bad thing, right?
Play chiller matches.
Yeah. So we're gonna go and try and get some 12s. That's the goal. As far as everything else goes, how's life been going? Busy with work. Busy with. I've taken up. I started couch to 5Ks today after having been working a bit harder. So I've been doing some more exercise, working on that. We've got to do that. I'm about to ruin all. I'm going to do a bunch of baking before WTC to bring stuff out with me again. So I'll be, sampling my own wares for that. So as far as I'm concerned, exercising is just an excuse to get to eat more brownies and chocolate. And we're going to stick with that.
Reasonable. It's a totally
I mean,
reasonable
all
philosophy.
you're doing right there is metagaming calories. It's perfectly acceptable.
Exactly.
You say, hey, I want to be able to consume more calories, but I also don't want to grow. So it means I need to have some level of activity.
I love eating. I don't know if anyone's noticed. And then, yeah, obviously, also have been partaking in a little bit of post WTC project stuff. So we'll see where life goes after this. I was really annoyed when I looked at I was like, I only own one Repex. I should fix that. These things have been broken at least 4 times.
That does surprise me, given
it's actually not. Repexes have only ever really been. They've never really been great on WTC terrain. I've never really felt like there's been a time.
Yeah, and I guess if you were only playing on WTC terrain during the Iron Hands of 8th.
Yeah, like I've played repulsors. Like I played the regular repulsor. I played one in WTC 2 years ago with the Desolation Marines inside it. God, what a time. So yeah, I do, and I own one, but they've just never really been like really broken in WTC or UKTC. It's not like the olden days when you could put them up on top of buildings because we didn't use if it fits, it sits. So that was never a thing over here. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to try them out. I haven't really deep dived the Black Templars or Grey Knight rules quite to the degree that I would like yet. Just WTC busyness, but I've listened to the podcast circuits on them, put some thoughts together. I'm feeling reasonably ready. Yeah, because last time Repex were broken, I was playing White Scars because White Scars was just better. Because you'd lasso the Repexes together with Master Snares. Go, no, stay.
That was funny. I miss Master of Snares crashing planes.
That was my favorite moment, actually. That was great. I won't lie.
Ty says that repulsor helped us get a ref to call another ref. We couldn't figure out. We had like what was it? We had like a conditional heroic. Like I wanted to do something, but only if something was possible. And it was like, I want a rapid ingress here. If this heroic can't get here, how does that interact with basing a repulsor with the hollows of it? God, it was miserable. We just set it from the table and left like 3 refs to argue it. It was great times. I'm still not sure how basing vehicles works when they're flights, when they're based and hover. I just don't want to know.
As soon as you are within 5 inches, as soon as you're within an inch horizontally of the base or 5 inches vertically of, as soon as you are within 5 inches
because you're not in base contact.
Hey, that's where things get weird.
That's what I'm asking. It was the weird bits that we were asking about.
Can you get closer is the question.
Exactly. And is that considered base to base?
I'd have to pull up the rule, but I think it actually does consider it as base to base now.
Does it? I think they consider it to be an engagement range, but downward projections and going under them has always confused me in 10th edition.
No, I don't even have my phone with me. So
exactly. I don't want to know, guys. I actually just don't care.
All right.
This is why I'm playing Gene Circle this week.
Let's just roll out to the next section of our show.
All right. So what do we have in store for you guys this week? We're going to do the usual stat stuff. Jeremy and Nathan are going to tell us all about how the metagame is on fire. And we'll get that. And then we're going to do, because we're off to WTC next week's going to be a full stat show. We thought it would be nice for you guys to get a taste of where we're sitting at right now, what the metagame is going to be. So, and we don't have an Anthony. So we thought, well, it's engagement farming right before WTC. Let's do a tier list. Let's talk about the state of the game so that we can whinge about it. That's really what we're all here for, right?
How fucked is the meta?
How fucked is the meta?
Are you ready to hear about how fucked
Start us off. How fucked is this week? Then we'll talk about how fucked this patch is.
So I will say it's really funny to see how many events are happening. There were 21 events last weekend. That is so many. Do you remember, Jeremy, back in the days of yore when we first started talking, when there were like maybe 8 to 10 events a weekend?
When like 3 events, when 10 events was a busy weekend.
Yeah. And now 21 events is like a busy weekend, but not outside the norm by like a huge number.
If you want to see something funny, so if you go into our master file and you go to the event details tab, I have a running tally since we started doing this of like events and players.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can kind of see that like for the first like 7 or 8 months that we did this, actually for the first like year even, let's say, so from like February of 2022 to February of 2023, it was an average of 8 events a week. And an average of like, I want to say like 300 people a week. Sorry, 460 people a week. This year, since February, we've averaged 800 people a week.
I mean, casual doubling.
And we've averaged 14 events a week.
Nice. I love it.
So just a few.
Just a few more. The game is growing substantially.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Like usually you'd have like a couple events a year, a couple weekends a year where you'll have close to 1,000 players. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weekends this year so far where we've had almost 1,000 or higher players.
Oh, we're only halfway into the year.
Mm-hmm.
We're in month 7.
And realistically, from looking at the previous years, the fall is the busy season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's when LGT and LVO and Champs Cup and Challengers Cup and
Worlds and just also just
WTC
other general
and,
big events tend to take place during that. Like you've got Nova coming up. You've got like it's just wild.
Yeah, like this last weekend we had 1,032 players, 4,820 games, 40K, and 21 events. It's like a lot.
Again,
it's a lot of 40K per
team
weekend.
events. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, because team events are weird and different, and the pairings process makes
So
stats
there
kind of
were
a little
this
odd.
weekend. They haven't been processed yet, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. About another 20 events that were like either team events or like doubles events.
Yep,
and then
our events,
another several hundred events that were just like RTTs and whatnot. Like we just look at GTs.
have to do a whole different process for teams events, but maybe it's later. I don't know.
Yeah. So just looking real quick at the stats, like there were 20 events this weekend, and then there were 213 events across all the different sizes.
I love it. So, is that pulled from?
Goonhammer.
Does that include? Oh, do they strip out leagues and stuff like that?
I don't know if we strip out leagues regularly. This is more of kind of the automated set, but like
this is what we should talk about next week.
Yeah, we can have some fun with that next week.
Let's talk. We're gonna see if we can get Cliff on next week for everybody, so you can see the loveliest person on our team.
Oh, Cliff! God, what a man!
It's true though. All right, we're gonna go into this, and unfortunately, I'm gonna talk about the Sisters win rate because it is very funny. The number one performing faction of the weekend by win rate is Adeptus Horritus, which had 22 players, 2.1% of the meta, a 60% win rate. 2 event wins, 5 top 4s, 9 top 10s for an over rep of 2.79. It's fine. I think that's just like a surge in Sisters win stuff, but normally it's bad to make decisions on like a week to week win rate.
So,
but
maybe Sweden were right.
Maybe. But so in the aggregate, Sisters are sitting since Chapter Approved launched at a 52.7% win rate. So, and a 1.3 over rep. So maybe they do need some nerfs.
I think we should nerf Sisters again.
Yeah,
just because it'll make Ashley burn a hole in the sun.
That would be impressive.
Nerf Miracle Dice again. Clearly they went too far rebuffing them.
Miracle Dice shouldn't be allowed to be used for hit rolls, wound rolls, or advanced rolls.
We're going to go back to our normal business now. In second place is Death Guard. 92 players, making up 8.9% of the meta, a 58% win rate, 4 event wins, 16 top 4s, 31 top 10s. They have so many top 10s and top 4s compared to the rest of the field. They have as many top 4s and top 10s as the next 3 factions combined, and a 2.14 over rep. Yeah, I think maybe Death Guard are broken. Just possibly. Just maybe. Just, it could be.
Yeah, citation needed. Prove it.
Fair. We'll talk about that in the tier list when we go through how much more they have than everybody else. Or actually, we'll talk about it at the end of the segment when I load up everything since Space Wolves book release. We can talk about some summary statistics. Third place is Gene Stealer Cult, who have 23 players, one more than Sisters, 2.2% of the meta, a 56.7% win rate, 2 event wins, 3 top 4s, 9 top 10s, and a 1.6 for over rep.
I'm so ready for this already to get nerfed. They so deserve it. They 100% deserve it. I don't know how you nerf host without hitting the other ones. Without it just, I think it's exactly Benefictus and probably Flaw in their armor need to get nerfed. And I think that's probably enough to not hit anything else. But
maybe.
How do you fix
it? Is
them?
funny. All right. In fourth place is Imperial Knights. 64 players, 6.2% of the meta. 54.6% win rate. No event wins this weekend. 1 top 4, 12 top 10s, and a 0.2 overrep. I feel like Imperial Knights players are throwing on purpose. Stop throwing on purpose.
It does feel like it. Maybe Ben didn't play the event this weekend.
Sometimes. Oh, Ben.
And then rounding out the top 5 is Eldari, which is funny. 53 players, 5.1% of the meta, a 54.5% win rate, 4 event wins, 8 top 4s, 12 top 10s for a 1.85 overrep.
Is that just Vic's fault? Vic, stop it. You're hurting people.
It is Eldari players finally realizing that Warhost is pretty good.
And Aspect Host. Vic did win an event with Aspect Host.
Aspect Host you could say is bringing things down, though. Because Aspect Host had a perfectly balanced 50% win rate.
Yeah. Warhost is good. All right, at the bottom is Grey Knights, who are getting a book with 12 players, 1.2%, and a 37.5% win rate. No event wins, no top 4s, no top 10s. Space Marines are second from the bottom, 58 players, a 5.6%, a 5.6% of the meta, a 38.8% win rate, and a 0.21 for overrep, which is bad.
Guys.
That's just bad.
Come on. Please get your shit together.
I want to shout out Gladius Task Force. 28 players and a 42.5% win rate.
Nice. Imperial Agents, single player from the weekend, brought them above Grey Knights and Space Marines with a 40% win rate. Good job, bud.
Let's go, dude. You're the best. I'm proud of you.
That one Alien Hunters player.
Yeah, that one Alien Hunters. Emperor's Children is fourth from the bottom. 20 players, 1.9% of the meta, a 40.5% win rate, 1 top 4, 3 top 10s for a 0.61 overrep.
If you motherfuckers get Emperor's Children buffed, I'm going to cry.
I'll laugh.
That's the nerf. That's actually the nerf genes their cults deserve. It's just Emperor's Children coming back to being playable again. I was like, oh, well, cool. In the bin, guys. Sorry.
And then fifth is Tau Empire with a 35 players, 3.4% of the meta, a 43.4% win rate, 2 top 4s, 5 top 10s for a 0.7. The other event winners from the weekend are Adeptus Mechanicus picking up a win. They had a 52.2% win rate and just 9 players, that's real low. Astra Militarum quietly won 3 events over the weekend, which were all their top 4s and 12 top 10s for a 0.86 and a 50% win rate. Deathwatch won an event. Okay, a 48.3%.
Did more cartels just come out and play?
I don't know. Maybe.
Good question.
It's the only explanation I could possibly think of for anything happening with Deathwatch.
Yes.
Weekend.
God, I'm good at this.
Dark Angels won an event with a 48% win rate. World Leaders continue to quietly pick up event wins. They won 2 events this weekend and have a 46.4% win rate. I'm honestly starting to think that you just need to be good at 40K in order to win with World Leaders, and people, you just need to get better at playing World Leaders. I won't listen to any complaints.
Is the melee army with limited shooting an army that has a high skill cap that you need to be good at the game to win with?
No, definitely not.
Or are we just wrong? That couldn't possibly be the answer, right?
It could be both.
It could be both.
And then Chaos Space
as Tushi says, the guard wins were Wesley St. Hines, John Winter Russell, and Manuel, unpronounceable German surname BEL. So yeah, to be fair, if David Gaylord and Nas had also won events this weekend, that would be like the full pantheon, right?
Yeah,
so
pretty much, yeah.
And then CSM won the last one from our event winners. They had a 44.9% win rate. They had a single event win, 3 top 4s, and 3 top 10s for 0.86. And then if we go backwards in time, which is what I'm about to do, I'm just going to click back as far as this thing will let me and not care about the repercussions of doing that.
If Nathan blue screens, it's because the spreadsheet's too big now.
It could be. All right. Now, I've gone back to the beginning of Space Wolves release. That's what we call our 1.01 CA25 meta. Our top 5 performing factions are Chaos Knights with 155 players, a 6.3% meta representation, and a 58.7% win rate. They have event wins, 18 top 4s, 41 top 10 for overrep. GSC are in second. They make up 2% of the meta, a 58.2% win rate, 3 event wins, 5 top 4s, 17 top 10s, and 1.38. Imperial Knights are in third with a 6.5% meta share, 57.8% win rate, 2 event wins, 13 top 10, 13 top 4s, 37 top 10s, and 1.09. And then Death Guard, 8.7% of the meta, a 56.8% win rate, 7 event wins, which is the most in the top 5, 28 top 4s, 59 top 10s, and a 1.75 overrep. That is horrific. Drukari are in 5th place somehow by win rate with 1.9% of the meta, 55.7% win rate, 0 event wins, 4 top 4s, 8 top 10s, and a 1.16.
Yeah, I really don't love how high those numbers were.
Yeah, there's definitely a break point between the top 4 and everybody else, except for Eldari, who are like 12th. And world leaders who are in 10th, basically, because that's where like there are more event wins happening again, so you get some more overrep. But the top 4 has absorbed basically everything else.
Yeah, the top 4 is the metagame. Everyone else is playing in the kiddie pool.
Yep, I will say that Eldari do have 6 event wins. World leaders have 4, sisters have 3, and then Astra Militarum have 4, and then Blood Angels have 3 event wins in this data set. And then we have
Chaos. As a dedicated Eldar and Blood Angels player, it's actually just because we're better than you. So
it's fair. That would be a concise summary of both of those sets of opinions. Oh, and then AdMech overall are in 6th. They've won a single event. They have a 55.1% win rate. They make up 1.3% of the meta, which makes them one of the least represented factions aside from Grey Knights and Deathwatch, and have a 1.2 overrep, which is just a factor of their low overall meta representation. So that's kind of where the most recent meta game is kind of sitting at. You have a very high percentage chance of hitting a Imperial Knight, Death Guard, or Chaos Knights player. Like a 20-ish% chance of hitting one of those 3 factions. So you might.
And if you're gonna play in an event final, about an 80% chance.
Probably, yeah. And then at the bottom is Grey Knights. They have a 40.7% win rate. Emperor's Children, who have a 41.2. Space Marines, who have a 42.9. Man, I'm going to get so many DMs about this. Custodes with a 44.2. And then Tau Empire.
Every time we say something about Custodes maybe being good, their player base immediately turns around and says, "We will prove it otherwise."
And you know what? Long may it continue.
And then somehow Necrons,
because then they might get buffed.
I will
it
say
won't matter. Custodes players unless they give them back 10-man guard squads, the average Custodes player is not winning a game against a good player.
Oh god. And then Necrons are in the bottom 10 for this part. They've got 46.3, 6 top 4s, and 20 top 10s for a 0.7, which is just fine. That's in the balance window. I don't want to hear any more Necron players in my messages saying they should be buffed. Stop. Leave me alone.
Like messages asking people saying like, hey, we think our army should get buffed. You, as a pundit, should do something about that.
Yes, I do.
Why?
I know exactly who that is too.
Guys, Nathan is a pundit. He is not connected to the balance of this game in any way, shape, or
imagine
form.
thinking any of us here have any kind of control over these things aside from I don't know, maybe I guess we could fudge the stats if we wanted
literally
to.
We can scream into the void and hope that the void listens. That's all we got, guys.
Every now and then the void looks back and it's terrifying, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, I like it when the void is on the next table over playing the finals.
True. So yeah, that's where the meta's at. It's in kind of a bad spot, to be totally honest.
But yeah.
We're gonna see how bad a spot it is when we get into the haves and have-nots of the metagame.
Yes, let's do it. Let's move over.
So I have one thing before we jump onto that. Do you want to talk me through what are the top 10 detachments in the game by win rate right now?
By win rate? Sure.
Yeah.
I can do that. Faction check.
Excluding things that have like 10 players, right? Obviously. But...
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna have to sort through this a little bit. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
to
that's
the
fine.
things
I
that.
trust
Sorry,
you.
what does he want to know?
Top detachments in the game.
Top
by win
detachments in the game by win rate.
I mean, that probably easier to just
I
go
can
to
just
the
do that.
dashboard.
Yeah, I was actually like looking at the spreadsheet and then I was like, this is terrible. Let me go over here.
The number one is
Null
I hate
Maiden
these
Vigil
numbers.
at an 80%.
I was just going to say that. No, that's 5 games. Fuck that. Just like ignore
All right.
Rad Zone Core, 6 games.
All right, I have to
Also,
go
that
to
seems wrong.
Flyblown Host. Flyblown Host is the
It's the
Grotmus
Grotmus
Death
one
Guard
that gets
detachment.
Scout and Stealth.
On their
which
infantry,
has
but
20
not on
games.
Poxwalkers anymore.
Thank
Has
God.
20
I was not
games
ready for a metagame
played.
of Scout infiltrating Poxwalkers.
This is also by games played and not by player count, so it's going to be that's only 3 or 4 players. That's 3 players. There we go.
Noticing,
Host
I'm
of
also noticing
Ascension.
an error in this data now that I need to go correct because one of my things still auto puts the Guardian Battle Host as Battle Host, the old Eldari Index attachment.
Host of Ascension is the first higher than 10 player one at 67% win rate. And then the next one,
Company of Hunters.
Yeah, Company of Hunters is the next one at a 66. This is
Let's
really...
go, Jan. Absolutely crushing it.
And then, then it's Infernal Lance and Lords of Dread tied.
No, I have Mortarian's Hammer next.
Do you?
At a 62% with 549 games played.
Oh, are you looking at 101 or 101 and 100?
I'm looking at 101. Where's the... Yeah, I'm looking at 100 and 101. I can turn off 100. I mean, this is going to get this weird for a second.
We should probably be including both, right? For the sake of...
Oh, yeah, there's Hammer.
Sure.
I just walked right over it.
Dang it, Jeremy.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
I kind of want to ignore Death Guard because they hurt so much. But
we all want to ignore Death Guard.
It's Hammer, then it's Champions of Contagion.
By their player base as we speak.
Lords of
and
Dread.
Then Lords of Dread. And then Shamble Rot has 5 players.
Yeah, not real. Noble Lance.
Noble Lance, 1,600 games played.
It's like 200 players. What the fuck?
That by itself is 6% of the
360 players.
315 is the actual number because of the varying rounds lengths.
Sure.
And then Talons of the Emperor is the next one with a 58. They have 48 games played. Death Lord's Chosen is up there. There's a lot of Death Guard things that are just
weird
in there, even though with low presentation.
Yeah, weird about that. Shout out to the 10 players who played Scintillating Legion.
Justin Curtis is having the best time.
Which one? The other one or actual Justin Curtis?
Yes.
Okay.
All I want to say is I've already received a DM asking for me to buff Necrons. That's all I'm going to say.
I probably will as well at some point. I know you're out there, Steven.
Steve, 13th Legion. I think that's Zuber. Send me a message. I'll put you in contact. He's asking for someone moving back to Canada and have some 40K connections in the Mississauga area. I'll set you right, or at least put you in contact.
Scintillating Legion's the last attachment before you start entering back into the balance zone, essentially, because then it's Outlander Claw, Champions of Faith, Grand Coven, Warp Meld Pact, Subterranean Assault, Recon Element, and then Renegade Raiders are all in like the 56 to 54% range. And then it takes a while. Like everything.
So what has the player population to go with that, right? Like, so I'm just gonna quickly have a look at the sort by player pop as well.
I will say the worst one currently is Inner Circle Task Force with an 11% win rate, which I find endlessly funny.
What does Inner Circle Task Force even do?
That is 1.5 players, though. Technically, it's just
Inner Circle. People. That's the Deathwing one, right?
Yeah.
The one where you get +1 to wound with Deathwing infantry when you are either on your vowed objective marker or targeting something on a vowed objective marker. I think
that sounds right and awful. And its best stratagem is -1 to wound, which is the army rule for Wrath of the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I feel like
it was the detachment that I was deciding if I wanted to take for the doubles event in. Just because
you guys are gonna hurt my head talking about that doubles event again.
All right, I'm just gonna look at you. Leave our doubles event alone. We're gonna start doing.
I'm not leaving. I'm happy to leave the concept of doubles event alone. I'm just annoyed at the concept of not tryharding, anything you do.
We're trying moderately hard.
It didn't sound like it.
We're gonna make something that works, but is also fun.
Exactly. You could play like Night Lords plus, you could play like Tyranids, Shadow in the Warp plus the Glowing Blow guy that makes you lose models whenever you fail Battleship test from Plague Legion. That'd be that'd be what I would do. Just do something evil.
Sure, we could do that. We could be evil, but part of the scoring for this event is not being a dick.
But killing your opponent's Gazgul with it, it's funny.
It's true. Just to re-answer Robert's question, it is Inner Circle Task Force with 1.5 players, but if we go to try to find the one with actual people playing it, it will take me.
What's the worst attachment with at least 100 games?
With at least 100 games? That might take me a second.
That should be my guess is it's going to be Vessels, but oh no, not nearly
might
enough.
be Saga the Beast Slayer. Oh no, there it is. Biosanctic Brood Surge.
Yep,
Shield Host has a.
No, it's Crusher Stampede. 34%.
Yeah, it's Crusher Stampede.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking on here.
34% win rate, 115 games played.
I'm
God,
glad
that's
I
grim.
found it. I was going down from 40% downwards to see what happened. Innis, you fool! They would just kill Makari.
It depends if Makari might be dead already.
Fair.
If you grenade that unit first, there you go. The funniest thing you can kill with that ability is definitely Marnius Calgar. But
no, the funniest thing to kill with that is fucking Saras. Yeah. That dickhead.
Lord Discordant is also up there, right? Not a monster, baby.
Is it non-monster or
I think it's non-monster?
I think it's infantry.
I don't think it is. I feel like it's non-monster vehicle.
Space Marines players are currently just hoping that their new released 5 captains will save them, basically.
Yeah, excluding vehicle and monster. So
okay, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
Let's go, Lord Discordance. Travis and Catherine. Yeah,
that's true. Actually, you kill 5 canonesses at once.
6.
Sorry, I forgot one of them.
So let's go 18 rules and 18 wounds and 6 abilities, Nathan. Come on.
That's why it has 6 pistol shots and
6 pistol shots and 18 attacks in combat.
melee. I mean, really, it should have like 24 or 30 attacks in melee if you do the math.
No.
Also, its canonesses are on foot, so it should really have 24 wounds, but I'm not willing to bring that evil into the world. Only jump pack canonesses have 3 wounds.
It's already hard enough to remind people that it has 18 wounds and can walk through walls.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing that a lot of people need to take a little while to get used to.
Yeah. I do enjoy jump pack canonesses only having 3 wounds for whatever goddamn reason.
Well, it gives up 3 unfixed assassinate. Let's go.
Woo.
Woo. All right. Now that we've vamped a bit, why don't we move into our tier list?
All right. So, as always, we're going to be doing our tier list in the simplest way that we can possibly think of that still gives you guys the representative info. So I'm stealing the 6++ tier maker. I hate ads, but I don't know how to make that go away, and I'm not installing an ad blocker while we're live. There we go. That just about worked. Okay, so we have got 7 categories, 7 tiers. We will be classifying these by how many categories they are in the top 5 or the top 10 for. To very roughly break it down, being in the top 5 for category gets you plus 2 points, being in the top 10 for categories gets you plus 1 point, and then cancel out minuses for being in the bottom 10 and bottom 5 respectively. Very roughly, if you have 4 or more points, you'll be in the top 5. If you have 2 and then 3 points and then 2 points, if you're exact at 1 point, and then going so far down the way. Right in the middle is Canada, because it's where they belong. So anybody who is completely neutral and has nothing of value to add to the tier list goes in Canada tier.
You're definitely not neutral. Drop us down 1.
No, neutral's fine. So why don't we can do this however we want. We can do it alphabetical. We can do it by top to bottom, but I feel like alphabetical is the easiest way to do it. So that would kick us off with Adeptus Mechanicus.
No, that would start with Adeptus Sororitas.
No, I'm going by the order of the picture here.
Oh, the order of the picture. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm literally just going to the order of the pictures here. I'm guessing that is there and S for Sisters of Battle. Thank you very much.
Probably that's
reasonable.
Where's Custodes? Don't Custodes come?
Custodes, yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, oh God, because they took off Adeptus.
You know
All right,
what?
you tell me in alphabetical order. So first up is
No,
Sisters
no.
of Battle.
It-
Where's
it-
Adeptus Sororitas? Where are the
All right.
Adeptus Sororitas going?
All right, Dr. Sorotas, they have. So this is looking at everything since the chapter approved pack came out. So there's been a few changes in there, but mostly it's been about the same. So we're looking at like 7 weeks of data now, I think.
Mhm.
So Sisters, 2% of the meta. They have a 52.7% win rate. They've won 6 events. So in terms of, and then they have a 1.3 over rep. So in terms of win percentage, they are 6th. In terms of event wins, they are 6th. And in terms of over rep, they are 7th. So top 10 in multiple categories.
So they're top 10 in all three categories, which
Yes.
puts them firmly into doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got Custodes. They make up 4.6% of the meta. They have a 47.9% win rate. They have won 1 event. They have a 0.58 over rep. So they are 16th on win percent, 19th on event wins, and 24th on over rep.
So that's 1 bottom 5, 1 bottom 10.
Yep.
Puts them firmly in, pretty close to the bottom. I think it's a
Now-
shame Custodes, but
Now we
because
can do
16th is
AdMech.
exactly 11th place, right? From the
Yeah.
bottom.
All right. AdMech, 1.5% of the meta. I think they are one of the lowest played armies. That is like a real full army. But they have a 48.6% win rate. They've won 2 events, and they've managed a 0.84 over rep. So they are 14th in wins, 15th in event wins, and 15th in over rep. They are Canada.
So bottom
They
10,
are,
nowhere.
they have no
They
top
are
10s, no bottoms, just
scraping the top of the bottom of the barrel, but they are not at the bottom of the barrel.
correct. They are like, I wouldn't even say they're scraping the bottom. They were more like,
They're
you know,
like they're currently bailing out a sinking ship, right? It feels
Yes,
like
yeah.
what's going on, right? Like they're not actively drowning, but Admech are doing just fine. The army plays fairly interesting. It can ally in Canis Rex pretty well. They should just let Halo Screed give its rules to Canis like it was originally maybe going to be able to. Should just be allowed to have an advanced in charge.
him
Canis
with
Rex in this
stealth
battle.
is funny. Him with advance in charge is especially funny.
Yeah, it's a war crime. I think we should just let him have it.
As a treat.
All right. Next, we've got Eldari, 4.8% of the meta. They have won 9 events.
It's a lot of events.
I think someone was talking last week or the week before. They were the first faction to cross 100 event wins in 10th.
Yep.
Which
they
is
are the first faction.
not bad. And a 0.96 over rep. So they are 11th on wins, 4th on event wins, and 12th on over rep.
So they're right there as well with
Yep.
Sisters.
So I would technically say by that metric, they're definitely lower than Sisters. They have 1 top 10, 1 top 5, but nothing top 10, which kind of puts me in the like, okay,
Yeah.
they're probably like their ceilings are definitely, their heights are definitely higher than Sisters, but I think their average is probably a little lower. So
Yeah, I'd agree. All right. Now we've got Astra Militarum, 4% of the meta, a 47.5% win rate, 5 event wins. 3 of those were this last weekend. So, but a 0.51 over rep. So they are 18th in win percentage. They are 9th in event wins, and they are 25th in over rep.
So that's 1 bottom 5, 1 top 10, 1 bottom 10?
Nope, just 1 top 10, 1 bottom 5.
1 top 10, 1 bottom 5. So that probably balances out to about here.
Yeah. 19th is bottom 10.
19.
We have 28 factions now.
We have 28 factions? I don't think I have 28 factions of worth the buttons here.
I don't know. You might be missing like agents or something. Or
is that the one? Yeah, agents is right there in the middle.
I got 26. I thought there were 26 factions.
I have 28.
Do you have Titans in there?
Nope.
I think we might be missing Emperor's Children.
That is possibly fair.
Let's just keep going.
You have 27, by the way. You're missing Emperor's Children, I think.
Cool.
We'll just use agents as an Emperor's Children again.
Works for me. All right. Black Templars. Not really a real faction, but we'll do them anyways. 0.9% of the event. They have a book coming, so who cares? 46% win rate. They have managed 1 event win and a 0.67 over rep. So they are 22nd in win percentage, 19th in event wins, and 21st in over rep. So 3 bottom 10s.
Sorry, which one was that?
Black Templars.
Black Templar.
Are they even a real faction? You can't prove to me that Black Templars are real until they get booked. Are they also missing here, or am I going blind?
Are you actually in the 6++ one? Because
I think so.
it's pinned in the backstage chat, bud. Do you want to check? I think
No.
they use black. They use black and white logos for all their stuff.
Look, I downloaded this one. It's fine. I'm adding in Emperor's Children Island and Black Templars in a second.
Okay, fair enough. Who's after Black Templars?
All right, Chaos Demons. See how
We
many
do
more we're
have
missing?
Chaos Demons.
We do have Chaos Demons.
We
Okay.
do have Chaos
Chaos-
Demons.
Oh no, sorry, Blood Angels. I
We
completely
do have
skipped
Blood
over them
Angels as well.
because I just kept seeing Blood Angels on the first one, and I went, "Wait a minute." Blood Angels is the first icon. Oh,
There
he
you
just
go.
did nice.
Where Black Templars again?
Black
Black
Templars
Templars were definitely 3 plus
bottom
bottom tens. Where did Emperor's Children land? Sorry,
No, we haven't done Emperor's
We haven't
Children
done
yet.
them yet.
we didn't.
We just noticed that they're missing.
There we go. There we
All
go.
right,
Got
Blood
it.
Angels,
Professional.
4.9% of the meta, a 50% win rate, 5 event wins, and a 0.98 overrep. So they are 9th on event wins, 9th on win percentage, and 11th on overrep.
Two
So
top
Blood
tens.
Angels are doing good, but not great.
Solid, like
Bonkers.
we're an army and
Bonkers
we
to
can
me.
do things. Demons.
Blood Angels players, what are you doing? Get your shit together.
I don't know. Demons, 4% of the meta, a 49.9% win rate, 4 event wins, and a 1.00 overrep. They are 10th in win percentage, 11th in event wins, and 9th in overrep.
Ooh, two top tens again. There we go.
Demons and Blood Angels just like sitting right there going, we're just going to trade the 10s and the 9s.
Yeah, we're just with each other. We're doing fine. Nothing crazy. We're
right.
sitting in the top 10, but we're not particularly exciting about it.
We got like 2 different ways to play the army that work really well, and then a handful of other ones we want to be snowflakes.
Exactly.
Certainly is a very snowflakeable army.
All right, Chaos Knights, a 55.7% win rate, making up 4.8% of the meta. They have 10 event wins and a 1.39 overrep. They are 3rd on event wins. They are 3rd on win percentage, and they are 6th on overrep.
2
So
plus top 5.
easy top tier.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
All right, Chaos Space Marines, 3.7% of the meta, a 46.9% win rate, 6 event wins and a 0.84 overrep. So they are 19th on win percentage, which is a bottom 10, 6th on event wins, and 16 on overrep. So 1 top 10, 1 bottom 10, and then 1.
It's Canada.
Better or worse than AdMech, guys? What do we think?
Better just because there's twice as many of them.
That seems reasonable.
Because other than that, the numbers are pretty similar. Well, I guess that's fine. Because AdMech are like dead even on all their stats, whereas Chaos Space Marines have like a top 10 and a bottom 10. Yeah, we can.
High highs and lows. But Chaos Space Marines, it's like they're doing well on event wins, but badly on overrep, right?
Yeah, and that's again because they're being played more. Okay.
I'd rather do well. I'd rather have a high event wins and low overrep than be neutral on both of them.
Yeah, because with the high event wins and low overrep just tells you that it's an army that rewards
Good players
being
get
good at
more out of.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Dark Angels, 3.9% of the meta, a 45.6% win rate, 1 event win, and a 0.64 overrep. So they are 23rd in event win percentage, 19th in event win ranks, and 23rd in overrep. So they are bottom 10 in 3 categories.
Better or worse than Black Templars?
Worse than Black Templars because they're being played more and doing worse.
Yeah, I was going to say they have the same number of event wins and the same overrep, but 4 times as many Dark Angels players as Templar players.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Sad.
cool with that. In the bin. Garbage army.
Death Guard, 8.8% of the meta. So 1 in 11 players right now are Death Guard players.
So many Death Guard players.
It's too many.
And they have a 56.7% win rate. They have 23 event wins.
Fuck. What?
And a 1.44 overrep.
Shut up.
Everyone's playing them. They're winning
So
tournaments,
many.
and they're winning more than they should, even with everyone playing them.
So they make up 1 in 9 or 1 in 11 players, but they have won like 1 in 5 events.
All right. What? So they're number one in event wins, right?
They are
That's
number one in event wins. They are number 2 in win percentage, and they are number 5 in overrep. So they are top 5 in all 3 categories.
Oh my god. At or above the Death Guard category. Perfect. We should do this. Yes. All right.
All right. Next, we've got Death Watch. 1.1% of the meta, a 44.4% win rate. They have won one event. And they have a 0.79 overrep. So they are 24th in win percentage, 19th in event wins, and 17th in overrep. So 1 bottom 10, 1 bottom 5.
Black Temples were there the whole time. It's Death Watch I'm missing.
Okay.
Just use the other Black Templar one. I don't know, or I'll upload it.
Nah, that's cool. I can just go and grab a Death Watch Codex art.
There you go.
So they're bottom 10 in 2 categories.
Bottom 10 in 1, bottom 5 in 1.
Okay.
So they're going in the bin.
They're going in the bin. Next to Dark Angels and Black Templar.
And now this one just downright confuses me, but it is what it is. Drukhari, 1.7% of the meta, a 52.2% win rate, no event wins, and a 1.68 overrep.
It's a lot of overrep for a faction with no event wins.
I'm so confused by this.
We're really good at coming 2nd through 4th.
So they are 7th in win percentage. They are 26th in event wins because they have none, tied 3 ways, and they are 2nd in overrep.
So
they have a top 5, a top 10, and a bottom 5.
Okay, so that nets out to me as here,
top 10,
but
right?
top of here, right?
Well, because it's 1 bottom 5, 1 top 5,
10.
and then 1 top 10.
Okay, so
Yes,
there.
1 top 10. Yeah,
that's it wrong, but sure.
It feels so wrong.
It does seem wrong.
One of you guys needs to convert, just like at all.
Rizwan's playing at War Masters. Maybe you can manage it there.
Sure, I'd be surprised, but
Emperor's Children, 2.5% of the meta, a 46.2% win rate, a single event win, but a 1.16 overrep. So they are 21st in win percentage, 19th in event wins, and 8th in overrep. So 1 top 10, 2 bottom 10s.
So 1 bottom 10 is what they net.
Yeah.
Better or worse than Guard?
Worse than
Worse.
Guard.
Definitely worse.
Yeah, that feels Guard is hurting me being where it is already. So
yeah, like Guard should be higher up, but again, this is maybe we need to readjust our approach after this because. All right.
No, I like the consistency. If the data is telling us crazy things, it just means the meta is crazy. I'm okay with that.
That's valid.
I'm fine.
Gene Stealer cults, 1.7% of the meta, a 54.7% win rate, 6 event wins, and a 1.47 overrep.
Let's go, guys.
So they are 4th on win percentage, they are 6th on event wins, and they are 4th on overrep.
Two top 5 categories. Look at that.
Yep.
So that was 464. Chaos Knights were 336. So definitely worse than Chaos Knights, but very much certainly up there.
Yep. Grey Knights. Thank goodness they have a codex coming because they make up 1.6% of the meta. They have a 44.2% win rate. They have managed to win 1 event, but they are 25th in win percentages, 19th in event wins, and 26th in overrep. So 1 bottom 10, 2 bottom 5s.
Oh,
we've got our first. That's going to be G tier now.
Garbage.
Imperial Agents, do we even want to talk about them?
I certainly do.
All right. They have had 9 players in the last 7 weeks out of 6,377 players. They made up less than 0.14% of the meta. They had a 31.3% win rate, no event wins, and a 0 on overrep. So they are 28th, 26th, and 28th. They are bottom in all of them, and they are definitely worse than Grey Knights, but that is if there were 100 Imperial Agents players, they would probably be better than Agents.
But they're definitely worse than Grey Knights, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
They're not getting their own tier because it feels rude, but...
Yeah. All right, then we go Imperial Knights. 6.4% of the meta, a 58.1% win rate.
Nice.
12 event wins, and a 1.77 overrep. So they are 1st in win percentage, 2nd in event wins, and 1st in overrep.
They should go next to Death Guard.
They are
They
actually
should go
better than Death Guard on
above
the
Death
aggregate.
Guard.
Because Death Guard were... What were they? They were 2nd, 1st, and 5th. Imperial Knights are 1st, 2nd, and 1st.
Yep. Damn.
What we need something other than
Stinky and tall.
and
There you
tall.
go.
Honestly, we need something better. Stinky and the Pain. Okay.
Stinky and towering. I don't know.
No, you're getting Pinky in the Brain reference, and that's the best I can do.
Fair. That's fair.
I'll take that. All right. We've got our Leagues of Votan. 2.5% of the meta, a 51.4% win rate, 2 event wins, and a 0.91 over rep. So they are 8th in win percentage, 15th in event wins, and 14th in over rep. They have a single top 10.
Nice.
About as good as Drakari, probably technically worse because Drakari are like.
Well, they've won 2 events
somewhere.
and Drakari have won 0, so.
But like at least Drakari are excelling at something, where Votan are just bang average everywhere.
Valid. I mean, Votan are top 10 in terms of wins. Anyways,
They're much
Necrons.
steadier army.
So Necrons definitely need to be buffed because they make up 5.2% of the meta, and they only have a 49.4% win rate. And they've managed 2 event wins, but a 0.77 over rep.
I'm going to go on Hunger Strike if Necrons get buffed.
I mean, should have done that when Wraith got buffed.
They
are 12th on win percentage, 15th on event wins, and 18th on over rep. So they fit into none of the categories. They are Canada.
Like Canada. Look at Canada. Canada's got 3 factions in it.
No,
It's very...
Hilariously,
it's very
none of those
strange.
factions were taken by Canada at WTC this year.
I'm mad at Necron players. I'm mad foreign players. The buffs they got were to Wraiths. Like, if you wanted to make the faction interesting, at least buff the interesting units.
Yeah, buff like Ophidians and
let's
Scorpex.
start with the sword and shield should get to be damaged too. I don't care. Like, let's make something besides Wraiths and Warriors playable.
Necrons are definitely better than AdMech, though. Come on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are they?
Yeah.
No,
What's
they're not.
their
'Cause they don't even have
average?
14, 15, 15, whereas 12, 15, 18. No, AdMech are actually better. Yeah, because Necrons add up to 45. AdMech add up to 44.
Oh, that's marginally better.
Hey,
Damn.
The numbers say they're better. In our completely arbitrary made-up system that we've been doing for like 2 years now.
God,
our made-up system says that we get the only discretion we get on this is discretion within the tiers. So
yep,
true.
All right, next we've got Orcs, 3% of the meta, 2 event wins, and a 0.42 over rep. So they are 26th in win percentage. They are 15th in event wins and 27th in over rep. Bottom 5 in 2 categories. They are down there with our lovely friends.
They're better than Grey Knights, though, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Cool. Ryan's going to win LGT with them. I can feel it.
I mean, that would be appropriate. All right, Space Marines, 5.2% of the meta, a 43.7% win rate, 3 event wins, and a 0.65 over rep. So they are 27th in win percentage.
Is Josh all of the event wins?
Oh, that's
that'd be terrifying if that's true.
I'm now a little concerned, but that is definitely a possibility.
I think he might be. He's definitely 2 of them. I wouldn't be shocked if he was the third too.
Oh man.
Okay, so he won leads in the first batch. And I have to open up a large file to check the other one, so I'm not going to do it. Nathan, you might have it open.
What do you need me to look at?
Just look up how many events Josh Roberts is in the set that we're looking at right now.
All right, let me find Josh Roberts. He is. Where? So
you can use the player search tab, by the way, in the master file.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Player lookup. There it is. Aha!
And yes, I have a whole bunch of really random tools that I've built for us over the years that just never see the light of day.
I have him just winning leads.
Okay.
Well, that's the Q3 one, the Q2 file.
Oh, I'll open it. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, so you didn't have the one open. So we'll come back to that in a little bit.
I'll do it right now while we're doing that. Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so Space Marines are 27th, 13th, and 22nd. So
Bottom five
one
and two
bottom 10, one
categories.
bottom 5.
No, one of them was the other one. One of them was Chase Chapel as well with the Firestorm thing.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it wasn't all of them.
Okay. But I think 2 of them were Josh.
Only one. He came second to Glasshammer. I just looked it up.
Okay.
Still. Christ.
Still.
Yeah, that does mean that he was 2 of their 16 top 4s.
Sure. Yep. All right. Where am I putting these guys?
Bottom 10 and 1, bottom 5 and 1. So they're right there with Dark Angels and the others.
I refuse to put them lower than Custodes. I can't.
On principle.
I can't
All right.
do it.
Space Wolves are a weird one because this includes a few weeks of their old decks and their
do we
new
want
decks.
to just include the data from the current set?
That's a little harder to do, but most of the data is from the current set.
Sure. Okay.
So we're just going to take that aggregate and go, this is where we are at. Yeah. Also, I'm seeing now at the top of your sheet, this template has 26 images and was last modified.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
22nd, 2024.
No, don't worry about
it. Space Wolves, 1.9% of the meta, a 48.2% win rate. They have not won any events, and they have a 0.99 overrep. So they are 15th in win percentage, 26th in event wins, because they have none, but 10th in overrep. So they have one top 10, one bottom 5.
Yeah, sounds like a bottom 10.
Yeah, that's where I put them.
They're also like 16 of 40 lists at the world. WGC, don't worry about it. Terrible.
Yeah, but that also doesn't exist anymore because one of the biggest interactions got broken. Like,
sure, but that interaction was still was live for a lot of this metagame set, right?
Yeah. Although, anyways, Tau, 3.6% of the meta, a 46.3% win rate, 3 event wins, and a 0.93 overrep. So they are 20th on win percentage, but they are 13th for event wins and 13th for overrep. So bottom 10 in one category.
10. Yeah, that feels right.
Thousand Suns, 4.7% of the meta, a 53.7% win rate, 4 event wins, and a 1.54 overrep. So they are 5th in win percentage, 11th in event wins, and 3rd in overrep.
2 top 5s. Look at that.
Yep.
Hey, doing good, guys. Well done. Proud of you. What a disgusting army.
Just a little bit, yeah. Tyranids, 5.5% of the meta, a 47.6% win rate, 1 event win, and a 0.69 overrep.
Is that it? Really?
Nice.
1?
Just 1.
That feels
Just
really
1.
low.
I know. I did the same thing with when I was looking at the Drukhari win rate. I went, how is their win rate that low when their win percentage and overrep is that high?
Mm-hmm.
Coffees for closers, I guess.
Apparently.
True.
17th in win percentage, 19th in event wins, and 20th in overrep. So 2 bottom 10s.
Tyranids need buffs.
Let's go, Nids. Let's get buffs. Give Norn assimilators and invulnerable save and make them cheaper in emissaries.
Yeah, they can have a 7+ invulnerable save.
Fuck you, Jeremy.
And they get the feel no pain except when they're on their chosen objective.
I hope you stub your toe tonight.
I would actually take a Feel No Pain not on their objective that they chose.
I think that'd be kind of cool. You choose to either be OC15 or have a Feel No Pain.
I hope you stub 2 toes on different feet.
Wait, I didn't like that clarification. Whoa.
It's a strategic choice. Everyone will love it. All right. We have the last army to do, but certainly not the least. World Eaters, making up 5% of the meta with a 49.4% win rate, 9 event wins, and a 0.71 overrep.
That's a lot of event wins.
That's a top
and a
5
very
in
low
at least one
overrep to go with
category.
it. I'm very confused.
It's definitely a top 5 in one category, right?
So they are 13th in event wins. They are, in win percentage. They are 4th in event wins.
There it is.
And they are 19th in overreps. They have a top 5 and a bottom 10.
So 1 top 10. There you go.
Yeah.
And they're definedly better than Drukhari. Come on. I feel like you could fold B and C together and then do C and D for
No, I wouldn't.
I'm going with that.
I think that the meta is just so truly fucked that we have an S and an S plus again.
No, I agree with that. I just think B and C should be folded together into one B tier.
Nah,
and
not
then
doing it.
C, D, and LOL. But that's okay. It's just a disagreement.
I'm happy. I'm okay with having a lull tier.
I know we should have a lull tier still. I just didn't. Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh boy. This is.
That made me mad.
That made me mad.
There
So
we
now you get to watch everybody how the sausage is made briefly while we go through this. Let's go through it one more time just so everybody can see
All right,
it.
so in S plus tier, we have Imperial Knights and Death Guard as the two strongest armies in the game, clearly domineering everyone else. They were both in the top 5 for multiple categories. Imperial Knights' average ranking was 1.33. We have in our S plus tier Chaos Knights, Genestealer Cults, and Thousand Suns. In our A tier, we have Adeptus Sororitas, Eldar, Blood Angels, and Chaos Demons. In our B tier, we have World Eaters, Drakari, and Leagues of Votan. In our C tier, we have Chaos Space Marines, Adeptus Mechanicus, and Necrons. In our D tier, we have Space Wolves, Tau, and Astra Militarum. In our F tier, we have Tyranids, Booked Space Marines, Adeptus Custodes, Black Templars, and Dark Angels. And in our LOL tier, we have Orcs, Grey Knights, and Imperial Agents. What stands out to you as the most shocking things in this tier stats breakdown?
Guard and D tier is the
Did we forget
most...
to do EC? I feel like I said EC.
No, Emperor's Children are there. They're in
D tier.
They're in D tier, weren't they?
Yeah. They have one top 10 and 2 bottom 10s.
Did we just forget to add them, or did they get deleted?
I think the pink one right in front of.
Oh, my Death Watch disappeared as well.
Huh. That's weird. Let's fix it.
Oh, it's because you probably went back and then.
Christ.
All right.
Thanks, tier maker. Death Watch were like there, and EC were here somewhere.
You see where, yeah, they were D tier, and I would
Behind
definitely
guard.
put them behind guard.
Yeah. There we go.
Sure.
Guard are way too low in this.
Guard's
100%.
position hurts me.
But this is something that we've consistently seen, is that when it comes to guard, they are always below where we perceive them to be.
Yeah.
I think people are not playing Bulgren enough again. That data sheet's still really good, and it came down in points. Go and steal some WTC lists, guys. Go play 12 Bulgren. Not everybody needs to play Recon Guard, right? Not everybody needs to do Wesley. But did they disappear again?
They did. What the hell? All right, we're taking a screenshot of this instead when you fix that. All right. It's because they also disappeared from the meta.
No, EC didn't.
I mean, they kind of did.
Still more representative than like probably half the other factions.
Sure. I do think that this illustrates a really bad problem that we currently have with the meta.
The meta is super stratified.
Yeah, no,
there's
very much
a
so.
ton of below average factions. Like that is too
Yeah.
many below average factions.
Like this looks reasonably like spread out as a metagame, and that's bad, right? We want a clustered around the middle bell curve, not a top heavy haves and have nots metagame, right? Like if we realistically did this as there not being a LOL tier, not being an S plus tier, we have an S tier with as many factions as D tier does.
Well, yeah, I mean, Death Guard, Imperial Knights, and Chaos Knights. So the top 3 in there make up 20% of the player base.
Yep. And GSC and Thousand Suns, while they are lower population factions, are not problems.
No, they definitely aren't. And like Thousand Suns is what, like Thousand Suns is still up there, 4.7% of the meta. They're in the upper half in terms of like representation.
Like if you include those top 5 factions are over 25% of the meta game.
Yeah.
Now, Genestealer Cults is there being like, I'm helping to that number, right? Like,
yeah, but I mean, Genestealer Cults is actually what pushes them above 25%, because with GSC, they're 26.5% of the meta.
Yeah, and like, I think that there's a very real degree here where if we're looking at that top five factions, Thousand Suns are being held down by the metagame in the sense that they're negative matchup into Death Guard, or they're generally potentially losing matchup into Death Guard, especially Playboard Crawlers, keeps them down a decent amount, where Genestealer Cults is propelled up by that top set, which then creates this whole like awkward, awful parallel universe where the things that play well into those armies are just so different to the things that play well into the top of the metagame that there's this real awful effect. And then we have that thing where this is as bad as the Mordaki metagame in terms of there being haves and have-nots, but there's also 3 or 4 different ones or 5 different ones that are all cannibalizing each other's win rates that are still having really high win rates.
Yeah.
It's the fact that we also have an S+ tier again is just a problem. Like, there's no we also should not have 5 S tier factions. That's just bad for the game.
It's very bad.
Like, but the fact that we
if you also take those top 5, so those top 5 make up 26% of the meta, but they make up 55 out of 120 wins. So something like 48% of the wins.
And like realistically, if we just took Host of Ascension in isolation, it's probably an S+ tier.
Yeah, we could just
maybe not by event wins, right? But at least by the other 2.
Yeah, if you did it by detachment, we should do a detachment tier list at some point.
We should do it for our 150th anniversary when we're back from WTC. We'll tier every detachment in the game.
Yeah, let's do it. It'll take hours. It'll
kill me.
It'll take an eternity, but it'll be funny.
It will. Also, we'd have to do it like a hot or not, where it pops up and we just like click which one we think is better until it.
So you want to just do Tinder, but for detachments? Swipe left for good, swipe right for no.
Exactly.
I think we would just filter out anything with less than 10.
No, I think we should do them all.
I actually kind of like that. Just do like a randomly sorted detachment list, and then just do, as they show up, swipe
do
left
it like
or right.
Like a college football bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I can write that for the show if we want to do that on the 150th anniversary.
We take however many detachments there are, and then we seed however many from the top by win rate into the second round, and then we have to sit and argue with the merits of Armored Warhost versus Vindication Strike Force. I think that sounds like a great episode.
Let's do it. That'll be a great post WTC.
Yes, exactly.
Easer, yeah.
Yeah, because episode 148 is next week, which is Stat Show. Episode 149 is the post WTC results and gloating episode / commiserations episode / England cries into their cups episode. And then for episode 150, the post WTC, we are all exhaling episode. We do that. That sounds great to me.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm already here for it.
So, god damn, this meta sucks. What do we want to see change?
I mean, I think we just take the new index for knights and just throw it out the window. Like, just the whole thing. We just
there was no need to do that. Like, I get it. Chaos Knight profiles changed. And it seems like whatever the profiles that we got in the IK index are going to be what they get in their codex, but that with the amount of rewrites that we see in codexes these days, the rules must be different enough for that to be like a significant change up. Or maybe that's actually what their codex looks like, and we are truly fucked.
Can I put a radical answer here? I don't think the toughness. I think the thing that I want to see change more than anything else is I want to see Titanic just lose the seeing over terrain thing.
Yeah,
I just don't think it works.
I don't know. I think
they can walk through walls now. That's enough.
Yeah, we could control Z just like all of the Imperial Knights Loyalist changes back to where they were beforehand. Points changes, index changes, all of it out the window. And I think you would fix that problem completely without needing to make any core rules changes. Because the faction was already doing good pre-index, pre-points reductions. So if you just change those 2 things, I think it goes back to being at least normal. I mean, Chaos Knights obviously need points hikes. Like, that's just a thing that they need. Like, there's no reason that you should be able to fit 6 big knights into the Lord's Dread list, and Infernal Lance also being able to fit that many. Should be able
to fit the best 4 knights and 4 Helveruns into an Imperial Knight list either.
Correct, I agree there. But I mean,
you can play Canis 3 Atropos and 4 Helveruns.
Yep, that's too good. The points are too low. It should never have gotten that far. Okay. I mean, Death Guard are just playing Custodes without paying Custodes prices. We've talked about
everything in Death Guard is 20% too cheap. That army should cost 2,400 points for what you get.
I agree. I mean, Gene Stealer Cult, I think, needs rules changes more than points changes.
I think the problem with Gene Stealer Cult is that, like, Host of Ascension flatly is too good. I think if you're going to go down the route of, like, points changes, a couple hits to Primus, Benefactus, Neophytes, and probably Flacco's is enough. Like Flacco's could be 80 instead of 75. Neophytes could be 150 for 20. The Benefactus could go up 10 points, and you're trimming like 100 points off the list, and it probably gets to the point where like if the metagame comes down around it and melee pressure gets a little bit better, it's probably fine. I think there's a very real world where hitting Flamer Acolytes, which are a very powerful unit, does trickle down to the rest of the Gene Circle Codex. But I think that's probably an acceptable casualty at this point, and you can look at buffing other detachments outside of Host of Ascension because none of them are really doing anything.
Yeah.
I actually think I think if I was going to pick anything, I would consider, as much as it's going to pay me to say this, making Primed and Ready require successful hit rolls of 5+ instead of any hit rolls of 5+ for the
I don't know
Crit
about that, 'cause
stratagem.
that also kind of, to be honest, that kind of fucks things up a little bit when with the wording around critical hits.
Yeah, well, it would just mean that like if you were -1 to hit, they wouldn't crit, right? Because like it's the same wording that conversion has for vote down.
Voten has the unmodified wording as well.
I don't think it does. I could have sworn that land fortresses had to hit naturally.
I don't think so.
I'm looking at it now. No, I'm not, because that website doesn't have it. There we go.
I think Gene Stealer Colt and Thousand Suns could at least be like mildly tapped with either rules or very targeted points changes to
An unmodified successful hit roll of 4+ scores a critical hit.
Yeah, so if they were hitting on 5s and they roll a 4, it does not
unmodified.
Crit. Yeah, but it has to be an unmodified successful hit roll. So if you're hitting on 5s, right, like if you're naturally hitting on 5s, right, so you're degraded and shooting something that doesn't have a target, doesn't have an oath target, a 4+ to hit is not a successful hit roll. So
but an unmodified one is.
Yeah, so it has to be unmodified and successful is the thing that is checking for. So if it's an unmodified, unsuccessful hit roll of 4, it doesn't crit.
Why not?
Because
I'm BS4.
Yeah, but it has to be a successful hit roll, Jeremy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's unmodified, so the 4 hits.
But it's not, because you're firing at something where you are.
No, that's not how that works.
Isn't successful.
That's not how that works.
I don't think you're right on that one.
Because if it's unmodified, then it's a 4, which I'm BS4. I compare, I hit.
But you didn't hit because it's not successful because you are failing to hit, right? I think that's whereas
but then you're applying a modifier, so it's no longer unmodified.
You're not ignoring modifiers though, right? You don't crit because if you're hitting on 5s with that weapon, you roll a 4, you did not hit, so you can't have conversion.
Unmodified is unmodified, as Cody just said.
That is just not the case.
If it would say an unmodified and successful hit roll, I might agree with you.
Yeah, I think you're just wrong on this one because there are so many different variants of this wording. But I don't think that I think you are just wrong on that one.
Well, maybe this will cause enough of a kerfuffle that they'll actually answer this in some way.
Sure. But whereas like Primed and Ready specifically says a hit roll of 5+ is a crit, right? Which is at that point bypasses the -1 to hit, right? It's a different wording, which is why I think which is why conversion, which doesn't have that wording, requires the successful hit roll in the first place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like what happens there? You roll a 4, you get the sustained hits, but not the original hit. That seems crazy.
No, because it scores a critical hit, which is then successful.
Yeah, which it's not because it has. Otherwise, why would it say a successful hit in the wording of the rule? Right, that's the bit that's like it doesn't work.
Why not?
Because
the
why
hit is always successful.
Then why have the writer that requires it to be successful in the first place?
Then it shouldn't be Then it shouldn't be there at all.
Exactly. Right. So it's there, which means that it, by definition, is required to be a successful hit in the first place. Now, I realize that you as a full-time player can't be in any way reasonable on this, so I'm fully expecting you to continue to...
No, I actually think that unmodified successful is, like, the successful part does nothing to the impact.
I don't agree with you. And I think that is a question that is worth asking a different judge.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Now Taos does make a good point that ballistic skill modifiers would come into play here. Because if I roll a 4, but my ballistic skill is degraded for some reason, which I don't think there's anything that modifies ballistic skill anymore.
I think we should put a pin in this and move on.
It's a fun thing to argue about, though.
I understand that it's fun to argue about, but I think based on the number of question marks I'm seeing in chat, the minutia of this rules argument is starting to burn people's brains out. So,
however, I will point out we haven't lost viewers the way that we did last week when we got into the weeds on the rule.
All right, let's keep going. Thank you, Reese Darville, for joining during that tirade about rules. Is there anything? Okay, so we talked a little bit about S plus and S tier. How do we bring up? I'm of the philosophy that if we just hit S plus and S tier, we should wait to see where things settle before fixing anything else, because I'm worried that there's something fucked up waiting just like underneath it that we just haven't quite encountered. You probably could boost F tier.
I think I think one of the biggest things I have right now is that I don't think a goddamn thing should get buffed.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I think that Innes is right here, because I think that the head needs to be chopped off of everything in S and S plus, and maybe even some of the things in A.
An argument that you could maybe touch orcs because they got hit pretty hard with the tactical changes last match. I think orcs is the only army.
You could probably revert most of the changes that happened in April to.
I think you could give them back.
Or was it March?
Not needing to test on single orders on tactical, and like a little bit of a points decrease on.
Yeah, because with Tactical Brigade, they were doing fine, but not like. Yeah.
I don't think you need to give them a ton, because I think the metagame, the crushing weight of the top of the metagame is holding a lot of armies down, and I think that's dangerous. I think obviously Black Temples and Grey Knights don't exist. They're getting new books. So we're not really expecting to see them in here. I think agents, like, okay.
They're not a real army. Like, just
like agents.
I understand, and I know that some people get mad at me about this, that some people collect them as an army, but that codex doesn't feel like an army. It's got a whole bunch of Kill Team the game specific units in it that they just kind of mushed together and said, here's a codex that doesn't have any cohesion, doesn't have any real rules, and doesn't really function as a solo army. It should have just been a PDF that said, here's all the allies for Imperial armies.
I think I'm okay with you printing an army rule for agents and giving them an actual army rule. I'm okay with you buffing orcs a touch. I'm okay with letting Trigons have the sub assault 6-inch deep strike and do mortal wounds. But honestly, it's probably fine that they don't, as much as I would like it. And I don't think you buff a single goddamn thing else. And I think you nerf the top 5.
I think that's what you do as well. I think you nerf the top 5. You maybe bring up the LOL tier stuff, which is orcs and Imperial agents. And also, I think Imperial agents just need an army rule, and that's it. If we're going to consider them not an army,
need to be a particularly good one. Just
they should
give them
be
one.
Free. Like, if GW wants them to not be a codex,
here's my suggestion. Right? GW,
they need to release them as a PDF that is free and be done.
Here's my one. Imperial agent armies can use a core stratagem. Can use any core stratagem twice, once per battle round, and the second use is free. Give them the old Echo, just for a core strat.
It's whatever.
I want to get double grenaded every turn.
That's exactly what I want.
Yes, I want them to be getting.
And this is just finding new ways to use grenades more, and I hate it.
Exactly.
That's fair. I think it's fine though. Like, if they want Imperial agents to not be a faction, they should remove the Imperial agents codex from the store and just release it as a PDF. But if they want it to be an army, it needs to be an army. And like, the kind of half in, half out shit that they've done with Imperial agents does a disservice to the codex.
Oh, that I 100% agree with.
And it's
if you're going to sell it as a real army,
you
kind of have to balance it as a real army, right? Which they're just not. It's not really capable of being done while it doesn't have an army rule.
Right. And it's like there's so much possibility for doing it. They gave them interesting detachment rules. They just lack an army rule. If you gave them an army rule and some points changes, it could be a real army and it could be fun to play because it's a really cool set of data sheets stitched together.
And like, honestly, you could probably just fold it into the card codex and no one would care. But
sure.
No, fold it into the Grey Knights codex and make it Demon Hunters again.
You could make the Ordo Hereticus. You could do the Ordo Hereticus, Ordo Xenos, Ordo
Malleus. Look, guys, they tried to fold Deathwatch back into Imperial Agents and everybody rioted, so let's like chill.
Yeah, but it's Imperial Agents. They're like their population, their player base is like half of Deathwatches, which is already nothing.
Sure.
So for anybody who's looking at this, obviously, please remember that this is based on the current results of everybody who is playing GT level events in Warhammer right now. It is not representative of you specifically playing your army. I appreciate that there's some really good people playing armies that are very bad in this data. And it is living proof that anyone who is really, really willing to put in the time and commit to the effort can win Super Majors with almost all of these factions. However, we don't balance for the best players in the world. You balance for the average players, and then you take a look at the top stuff occasionally.
100%.
But
Here's
you
a
got to
fun
make sure
question.
that the average player is playing the game, because we're all sycophants are going to play regardless, right? Like I'm still playing tournaments right now. Got to just roll with the punches.
It's true.
All right.
All right.
I think we should leave this well enough alone. I'm going to leave it up while we chat, but let's take our super chats. Then I'm going to do the plugs, and then we'll jump into the show questions. Okay, so starting off, thank you from Ben Jurek for the $2. Inish, you look great. Keep it up, Ben. You're a star. I got golden syrup today to bring over, and I'll be doing some baking at the weekend. So let's have a good time out in Leoben. Nexus Flu says, please don't nerf Neos again. I'm begging. I got my Repulsor Executioner on my shelf, right? I'm ready for Neos to go away. I want to play something else. I'm playing this army since November. I'm going a little bit like itchy for playing the same army all the time. Gabino Leon, thank you for the €2. Why not ultras with +2/+1 to wounds and IKC gears rolled? I don't know either, dude. They're like the math that I don't love. With Oath, it takes 3 Vindicators to kill a big knight. It's still not the best math in the world, and you're going to get shot back real hard next turn. But it is a very winnable matchup on an army I like. But Ultras Gladius is very telegraphed. Everybody knows what you're doing. You're not surprising anybody nowadays with Ultras Gladius, and people do value that. Thank you to Restavro for joining to become a YouTube member. It was a pleasure playing you the weekend, Reese, and congrats on Best Sports. And Kermit the Frog is probably the best knight I've ever seen. And then thank you to Red Rum for the €5. Could you fix agents if you let them ally up to wonky points of other Imperial armies except more divergent spaceman chapters? Wouldn't that make them more diverse? That would probably just make them not Imperial agents. And I think the idea is that we should just let Imperial agents be a real army.
Yeah. I have one aside before we go into questions, which is that if you smash the 2 Knights factions together, they have basically the same numbers as Death Guard for event wins and top 4s.
Nice.
They have 23 and 61, and Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights smashed together would have 22 and 86, which is more than 61, but 22 event wins. That's so funny. Oh, Death Guard. You have such good numbers.
All right, here's a fun question before we get into the plugs and everything else and complete change stacks, because this is where my head went when it suggested it. How many detachments are there right now?
270.
No. Price is Right rules, Nathan.
240.
You both lose. 171.
That low? Is a lot fewer than I thought, actually. Yeah.
Oh, think about it. There's 28 factions.
And there are some people still on indexes with only 1 or 2 detachments.
Which,
that's fair.
There are only 4 that are still on index.
Yeah, but that's 4 with only 1.
Is that including the new Black Templars and Space Wolves?
Or sorry, that does not include the new Black Templars, but does include the new Space Wolves.
And does not include Grey Knights.
Correct, because those aren't out yet, they're not my stats.
So we'll have those out by the time we're in. So we're probably looking at we lose 1.
After that, it's just Drukhari and Votan.
10 more.
We only have 1 set of Codex releases left.
I know. Like, we actually are going to have, depending on when Drukhari and Votan... Oh, and Knights. I keep thinking Knights are out because of the change we got earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, sorry, so we have 5 that aren't out. Black Templars look like they're out because they actually have other options.
Right.
Yeah. So we're looking at 180 detachments? So we do...
Yeah, because Black Templars, you basically add 2, right? Because they have 3.
I think they have 3. That sounds right.
So they go up by 2. Oh, actually, sorry, there aren't that many detachments because I keep forgetting I
haven't removed all the old, the double index ones. So we're probably looking at a 256 bracket, but having a bunch of fact detachments.
So there's 149 unique detachments now.
Sure.
There we go.
So we look at about 160, 165 when we're all done.
So yeah, we do a 256 bracket, but 70 detachments get a buy.
And of course, Skull TV points out, don't worry, we also have the next Grotmas, and then there's also the quarterly detachments. So like September, we
I have
should
a really
see
cool idea
3
for
more.
I have a really cool idea for some stat check content I want to make over Christmas if there's not a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes that we all have to deal with. So let's wait and see. I don't want to burn it early, but yeah, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna do the plugs.
Go for it.
All right, guys, if you are an hour and 40 minutes into our dribbling about Warhammer, you're probably enjoying the show enough to do one of a few things for us. You can leave a like, a comment, subscription, all those things on the show. Really helps us out with making sure other people get to see what we're doing, us getting promoted on the YouTube algorithm, and all that kind of stuff. It is a massive, massive help, and we really do appreciate everybody. We do our best to respond to all the comments that happen during the week, and then occasionally someone will jump in to see if there's anything happening on some older videos. But yeah, it's really appreciated. If you're in a position to support us a little bit more and you would like to do so, you can get access to our Discord by joining either our Patreon at patreon.com/statcheck or the YouTube membership program, which you can find in the description below. $5 a month gets you access to our Discord server where you can chat with us, all the other StatCheck hosts. You can, engage with us about WTC, about anything else. You can harass us about pretty much anything to do with Warhammer or anything vaguely accumulated to that. Some of us are terminally online, particularly myself, and there's almost always someone around you can chat to. And if you were looking to get involved with the Vibe Check Leagues, the next one should be coming up sometime after WTC, once we've got the bandwidth back and ready to run it again. Should be a singles one next up, I think, because we just did teams. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. If you would like to support any of our sponsors, you can find all the links in the description. That is J15 Games, red-dragon.ca, Saltar Games, and Wayland Yutani, especially as we're coming up for WTC and other events coming forward. If you're looking to practice for any of those events, grab some terrain, grab some widgets, grab some dice, and support our sponsors. They make this show happen, and without them, there would not be us. So if you're enjoying it, please do check them out. If you want to hear any of the other shows on the network, such as the newly resurrected Enter the Matrix, or Take All Comers, or back episodes of Champions of 40K and X and One, as well as ourselves, live at 6 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. East Coast US time, 11 p.m. UK time. You can check out youtube.com/statcheck for back episodes, and we're live, obviously, every week. But you can catch the other 146 episodes of us there if you want to see where it all came from, back before we had things like reasonable microphones or concepts for what we wanted to do every week, all that good stuff. It's all there. Lastly, if you'd like to work with any of our coaches, you can check out stat-check.com/coaching or drop us an email at coaching@stat-check.com. If you want to work with myself or any of the other wonderful, wonderful coaches on the network, like Liam VSL, Nassim Fushane, all the Take Comers guys, or Pumbaa, drop us a message. We'd be more than happy to help you out, especially even if you're looking to navigate this Hell meta game. There are things beating these armies. So, check it out. Otherwise, we're going to go on to the questions, where, as always, there are 3 good ways to get your question answered on the show. One is to leave a YouTube super chat while we're live. The second is to be in the Patreon Discord and ask a question in the show thread. And the third is to just ask a really good question. Before I do that, was anyone else on any other content this week that we want to plug?
Nope.
Sweet. Cool. Go for it. Someone take it away.
All right. The first question is just from Aaron Imperialis Knight, which is just question thread, which is no.
No.
Thank you, Aaron, for starting the question thread. I appreciate that. Grand says, how do you handle horde armies like GSC or orcs with an elite army like Space Marines or Custodes where you are outnumbered significantly?
Start activating and don't stop till there's not models left. You just got to start fighting faster, or play for your challenger cards. Castle and objective. Don't let them get on it with OC. Tag if it's Gene Calls, tag them near the banners and the characters. If it's orcs, stay away from the characters so you can kill the units and hold them up with vehicles or small garbage. Put a sister squad into all the heavy weapons and the knob and the character. Custodian squad at the end, and then fight somewhere else. And then with the interrupt, they're just hitting you with boys. It's not as scary.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Pack a unit that can take out large numbers of troops if you can.
Or if you're against me, just lose.
Like that,
I prefer that.
Yeah, there you go. All right. John the King Potato asks, new Grey Knights or Black Templar? Also, what adjustments do you... Okay, we talked about adjustments a little bit, but new Grey Knights or Black Templars?
I'm more excited about Black Templars than Grey Knights. Grey Knights has a real vibe of index, but more options, rather than feeling like a whole redone book, where Black Templars feels like it's a much more diverse set of options, and that interests me more. I was looking at Grey Knights. I feel like the best build might just be like 6 Dread Knights still, and that's really not super engaging.
I will say that the Emperor's Champion datasheet is really cool, and that kind of slides me over to Black
I
Templars.
want to
Although the
give that guy the
Paladins,
4-up Field of Pain enhancement and Ironstorm so bad.
oh, 100%. Like, and I will say the thing about Grey Knights that has me most excited was the Saturnine Dreadnought conversions for Dread Knights. That is
Those
the
are
thing
very
from the
cool.
Grey Knights release that has excited me most about it. I don't know. Grey Knights didn't really get very much in my mind. Like, they got damage 3
Grey Knights-
Paladins, which is cool, and they got Purifier buffs, which are also
The
cool.
problem is that a lot of those, they did the same thing that they did to World Eaters, where they were kind of like, Termies get this buff, but not against this. Paladins get this buff, but not against this. And
Mhm.
I don't know. The army does not feel fun to play necessarily, whereas Black Templars, I think part of it also is they kind of, I almost want to reward GW for saying, hey, we can put out a Marine book that doesn't use oaths because they are that different.
Yeah, I think the vows are. I wish the vows were more interesting and less situational, but
Yeah.
That's fair.
I will say,
I
Chainsword's
like the
just
idea.
shredding everything on 5s at worst is hilarious.
it is quite funny. Yeah.
All right. The next question is from Charles Fox 9999, which I like that. There's like a 90s vibe to having numbers in your name still. Why do you think Infernal Lance is better than Lords of Dread?
Fast gun, good.
Fast, sometimes more durable gun, very good.
Yeah,
And
the
also
5 invulnerable
better
saving
shooty.
combat, the 4 invulnerable saving in shooting, the feel no pain access in general, the slightly lowered CP burden are all super valuable. And generally, as good as the Lords of Dread sticky start is, in practice, it tends to be less impactful than you'd think it is, because a lot of the time your fail condition as knight is getting tabled, not people sniping your objectives out from under you.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Infernal allows you to do really stupid things like bring a double Gatling to spoiler and give it lethals.
and move it 19
And do both of those in
And-
one turn.
and ignore
Infernal
cover.
still has the OC5 objective.
It still has
right?
sticky. It's not
Strategy minute?
OC5.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's an unconditional sticky.
It's just a natural. It's just a normal
is-
sticky.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah,
Just
it's still totally
normal
fine.
sticky.
Normal.
Yeah,
Normal sticky.
just normal
it's
sticky.
the
You don't
lower
have
end
5
sticky.
times.
We didn't think we could actually get super sticky, but now we found a way to do it.
True. All right. The
It's
next
it's
question
eating
is
a lemon, not like a bowl of sludge.
true. The next question is from Dennis, which is, if I wanted to pick a melee army, which should I pick? I'm tired of gunlines and running Skitarian, Taraxi, and Gargoyles onto objectives and just spamming 5-up Field of Pain strats. For context, I play only GW terrain, and VO is fake unless someone wants me to give me more hyper adapted Raveners. I think Black Templar or Space Wolves are great melee factions to play if you want to play a
Yeah,
little
but I
bit of
hate
mix.
recommending Marines to people.
Yeah, if you don't
That's
want to
fair.
play Marines, I would consider playing something like Brian Doherty's World Eaters list
Yeah.
as being a really solid option, or potentially playing like a Virulent Victorum Death Guard list, like 1 Rhino Mortarian, the Feel No Pain Prince, a couple Death Rad squads, and then like backing it, which is like a bit of shooting.
Chaos Demons is also a good shout, I think, actually. Like, you can
Chaos
play
Demons is
Chaos
one of those
Demons
weird
in
ones
melee
because it
army.
doesn't play like any other melee army, so it doesn't really teach you how to play melee super well. Just
That's
the
fair.
big boys charging is not a thing that many other armies can replicate. So you don't have the model count to really engage with a lot of melee shenanigans that a lot of people think of when they're thinking about like wrapping and tagging and shuffling and sliding. Demons don't really do that, so it depends on what you're looking for out of the melee army.
True. You could also take, you guys already mentioned World Leaders, so that's probably about it. Paul has a question. Yes, Chef Daddy Ianson has a question. How many WTC teams should the USA get? Just the one, because it's FIFA rules.
I would say 0.
I think they get like a few, don't they? Because they have a bunch of dependencies that have them. Like Puerto Rico is a FIFA recognized country.
That's true. American Samoa.
American Samoa.
Each of those can have one, but like
yeah,
continental United States plus Hawaii and Alaska, they get one.
Well, Alaska's part of the continental United States.
Is it?
Yes, they're on the same continent.
I meant to say contiguous.
I know what you meant to say, but I'm going to give you shit for it anyway.
You're more than welcome to. It's not like I'm a geography major.
The theme of the show.
See, I think you guys get like 3, 4, or 5 already. U.S. Virgin Islands get one as well. There's at least 4. So, frankly, just try harder.
That's fair. I think that's actually the summary statement for that is to just try harder if you want more.
If you guys want a second team, move 5 people to American Samoa.
There you go.
Get a PO box.
I mean, you can do what plenty.
Or you could just go play for Korea.
You
or
could
Iceland.
also do that.
Yeah, or Iceland, or
England.
One of the UN.
The one year they were
teams.
good.
Oh, damn.
I mean, the Merc rule is the Nick Nanavati rule. So
there you go. All right. Henry the Wizard asks, you wake up to a surprise data slate tomorrow with a single line of text. What does it say?
All vehicles increase points by 20 for every wound they have.
Wow.
can we
That's
just
a lot
point
of
vehicles
points.
by that in the first place?
Sure. We bring back they bring back a restriction of some kind. I can't think of a way to summarize it in a sentence.
All big knights are epic here. All big knights, all Titanic models have are epic heroes now.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. All big knights.
No,
have
because then
hero.
enhancements don't work, and you can't.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
You
too.
can't completely break them. I think instead you say that Titanic is you can only take one Titanic model per army.
One of each. Yeah, each army can
One
only
of
include
each
one
data
of each
sheet.
type of Titanic.
No, just one Titanic model.
Yeah.
Wow, you'd have to rewrite.
Fuck you, knights. You get Canis Rex and Armigers.
Yeah. Oh shit!
All
Wait,
right.
no, never mind.
There's no legal characters for a Chaos Knight army.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah, except you just get one and there we go.
You have to play, or you
Fine.
play the War Dog detachment, and you can make any of them.
There you go. Yeah,
War Dog's character.
Yeah, no more than one Titanic Knight at 2,000 points.
Fair. All right. Aaron Imperialis Knight has a question, which is, what should one expect, prepare, or plan for when attending a 200+ person super major, as opposed to normally attending 20 to 40 person GTs?
Having to walk a lot more.
Walk more. It's louder. Things are faster and slower. Everything tends to everything operates on the speed of the tournament at a 200 player event. There are not really delays and things like that because things are generally a lot more like this is the time frame. If you're like the last game to finish at a local GT, you might get a little bit of leeway and stuff like that, or like the round might start a little late because lunch ran longer or whatever. That's not going to happen at bigger events. So things tend to run things don't run faster, but they tend to run on like the time frame of a bigger tournament. Longer walks to toilets. Toilets are going to be by bigger lines. More pain getting lunch. Food options are more likely to be farther away or expensive. Much more varied metagame generally. A lot of the time, you'll tend to see at local events. You'll have the things that the people around you own and the things around you that people play, and you'll usually be pretty sure about a lot of it. Like you'll know what most people's range is. You could play anything at a 200 player tournament. You might play 5 games people who are at their first tournament and just go and lucky all the way through, or you might play round 1 against the best player in the world. There's a lot more stratification at a bigger tournament.
Yeah.
Tricky Nick has the next question, which is, what's your Grey Knights Banishers list for teams?
I like paladins with librarians, just teleporting around the board, fighting on one flank and then yeeting off to the other one. I like the concept that brings, and then double dread knights, and like Crone 10 purifiers. It's probably not better than 6 dread knights and a storm raven in whatever this vehicle's one's called.
I can't remember.
I just want a Kool-Aid Man of storm raven 26 inches through a wall, bro.
Nah, fair and reasonable. I
promise I'll be good. I promise I'll do normal things with it. I'm going to jump 10 interceptors out with 10 purifiers out of afterwards and shoot them with full wound rerolls, and everyone's just going to have to be cool with that.
Innes, you've never been just normal about anything.
That's probably true, yeah.
All right. Bryn asks, wild guess and speculation about how Votan's new yield points work. So, you see, every time you get a yield point, you get an extra D6 that you can add to another D6 roll. There you go. That's that's why
I was going to go with the like more reasonable of every single time you get a yield point, you can then spend it on a unit to give it either +1 to hit or +1 to wound.
Okay.
And the way you get yield points is by your units dying.
I think yield points are the new Leagues of Votan mechanic. Players earn them by doing things such as controlling objectives and making kills. They can have a variety of profound effects on the battle, from small bonuses such as rerolls for specific models to army-wide buffs to hit rolls. We'll cover it all in detail closer to release.
That's why I picked something ridiculous, because
I think you're going to be able to spend them on things like army-wide buffs to hit rerolls, army-wide buffs to hit rerolls, and small rerolls to specific models. I think that seems to be the thing that you'll be able to do.
All right. The next question is from Isaac, which is, as a Thousand Sons player, how awful would it be to bring a Night Tyrant? For who? Your opponent? For you? For your opportunity to win an
if you
event?
want to give your opponent a few hundred extra points to play with, you can give them the Knight. It might help them.
Look, it's probably not that bad. You can probably do better.
There you go. L. Christofferson has a question, which is, now that the dust is settling a little bit, do we still think Death Guard is as strong as people say? Yes. The summary statement. Yeah. I think in any other circumstance, they would be the new Eldar for the meta in many ways. Like,
they're more DACA in a world where more DACA exists, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Andy, which is, for Hobby Project, what was the last model you made where you look at it and went, damn, I'm proud of that? For me, it is, oh man. I painted a Sanguinor model, and I looked at it because I had put like actually written text on its scrolls and stuff like that, and I was like, damn, I'm proud of that. I should post a photo of it.
I really like my my Gene Circle vehicles that I did like handwritten graffiti and stuff like that on them. I'm pretty happy with them in general.
Ooh, nice. Jeremy, do you got one?
Not really.
Fair.
I don't know. For me, I've always been my worst critic. So,
I mean, that's fair too. I love the color schemes on your armies, though, Jeremy, and they look very nice. So, all right. Obligatory food question. What's your go-to comfort food? I mean, if I lived in Ottawa, it would be shawarma. It would be the shawarma poutine that we had that one time. That would be my obligatory comfort food if I lived in Ottawa. I would eat that anytime I felt sad.
I love that so much for you.
For me in Chicago, though, it's definitely just going to Dairy Queen and having like a flurry or blizzard or whatever they call them, and then coming back.
Whatever's in arm's reach, frankly.
Reasonable and fair. Jeremy, what's your comfort food?
Go-to comfort food. Shawarma is usually my go-to comfort food because there's a couple of really nice places nearby. But the one that I like, if I'm really I've had a shit week or anything like that, it's a nice bowl of butter chicken.
That's a good one.
With some garlic naan.
All right. And then another Isaac asks, will you be bringing Magic decks to WTC?
I will have at least a bracket 2, a bracket 3, and a bracket 4 deck with me, and probably at least one extra bracket 3 deck. So yes, I've spoken to a bunch of people that are also bringing decks. I'm pretty sure my whole team will be bringing decks broadly. So yeah, do it. It'll be fun. Even if you don't use them, what space in your bag does it take? It's like one deck of cards.
Yeah. Then how much will I suffer not drinking alcohol at WTC? Not that much, actually.
You'll be fine.
If you want to engage with it, there's an option, but I would not broadly recommend WTC being your first drinking experience unless you want to do
that either.
They're like, Adam Camilleri goes and doesn't drink and has a blast.
Yep.
At WTC.
You can just sit and drink. You can just sit with everyone till 1 a.m, making fun of all the drunk people and eating ice cream. That's what a bunch of people do.
Yeah. You can just do that, and it would be fun.
It's probably a better plan than what I'm going to do.
Also true. Eric has a question, which is, you look a bit better, Jeremy. Are you doing a little bit better?
Oh, thanks. I mentioned at the beginning of the show a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely less haggard than I was last week. I got, unfortunately, more bad news, and I talked about it at the beginning about my cat having to go to the vet. So things are still kind of rough. But like I said, I very much appreciate the support the community showed me. My local friends and the local 40K community has always been wonderful. So yeah, just kind of vibing and trying to make the most of things.
All right. Freya has the next question, which is, if GW decides to take an interest in balancing around teams, what kind of support would you want from them? Or do you think that they should just balance for singles? They should only balance for singles, folks. That's my answer to this. Teams is a great format that would require a totally different balanced approach than singles requires, and most of their players play singles.
I think if you are looking at the team's metagame too closely, like the team's metagame exists to be an exploitation of the singles metagame. It's like kind of saying it's like the team's metagame should be an extrapolation of the singles metagame. It should not be the one on tried focus. If there was something that was like very, very obviously crushing, if there's something that's crushing in the team's format, it almost always makes it into singles. There are very rarely things that do not do well in teams that do not at least make it into singles in some capacity, unless they are just the wildest skews in terms of model count. But even stuff like the like Olivier's Black Templar Crusaders list from last edition or from last WTC made it into the singles meta game and ended up getting nerfed because of the singles impact, not just because it was a team's meta game. So
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you'd have to just, if you wanted to do something just focused on teams, you'd have to make it something just for teams. Like you'd have to make a pariah teams pack essentially instead. And I don't think GW will do that.
No, GW wouldn't. But
that's what WTC does already, to varying degrees of success.
GW might do it at some point. Like we often like there was a period of time where GW didn't really do like competitive packs.
I think if teams continues to grow like significantly, that you would start seeing like a pariah teams pack or something like that, like equivalent. Yeah. If they start running teams events more frequently, they ran a teams event, right, at Kansas City or something like that.
They run them at Warhammer World all the time.
I was gonna say they've run them fairly frequently at Warhammer World. Like the actual global events team has just done the one, which was Kansas City 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. But I think they also ran that in like there was a teams and a singles and a teams and a singles for AOS as well. It was like it's a hefty undertaking to do that kind of thing. Right. I don't really foresee them kind of doing those again because one of the biggest things about the Warhammer Opens is that they're kind of meant to be a low entry to barrier intro to like the event scene for people, and teams doesn't really do that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just gather yourself and maybe a buddy than it is to gather yourself and 7 buddies or 4 buddies.
Steve, when I find a fun way to play Warhammer, usually the last thing I want is for GW to get involved with it.
I think GW's events are very well run, generically speaking.
The only things that I think like are that can be problematic in a team's environment that aren't problematic in singles is lists that are too good at blunting and are just like 10 everything, and they're hard to nerf in that way. I think back in like 9th edition, the Dark Angels release was going to look a lot like that for a while. Back when it had like the Transhuman Terminators. And yeah, that stood out as being like a thing that in the team's environment, but the game so quickly sped away from that. Like nothing blunts forever, my son.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah. The last question is from Sean, which is, do you think people would feel less upset about the nature of knights as their own army if they had an actual infantry support within the codex? I mean, probably.
No.
I don't know what that looks like, though. I mean, if you started changing like the organization of knights to be like you can only have one big knight and maybe so many armigers, then you'd have to add in troops of some kind.
My fundamental issue with knights is that they ignore my fucking terrain.
Nah, yeah, I can get that. You just make terrain windowless all the way up and all the way down, right? And make it all.
We should only put WC Big Ruins.
There you go. That would change that situation. All right, that is the last question from chat. I think there was one starred in YouTube chat, which was from Alex, which is, how would you nerf T-Suns?
Oh, that's an easy one. Bow goats go to 100 points for 6. Bump up rubrics by 10. No. That's the first thing I would do.
Bow goats alone.
No, not bow goats alone. Like make the 3/6 50/100 instead of the 50/80 bullshit it is right now, because that's ridiculous. Rubrics up 15 points for 5, and probably Mutalisk up 20.
I'd only let them try each spell once a turn.
I don't think that the mechanic needs to be changed. I think that they just do too much stuff right now.
1/4 of their mechanic is Oath of Moment, and that's too good.
But it's only during the shooting phase.
Oops. Oh no.
And there are failure criterion on it. Like if they got it and said, "I get this," then sure.
Now I think points increases across the board for Magnus, Vortex Beasts, Rubrics, and Bow Goats. You should not. at least every spell you cast on doubles does mortals to you, but I've never seen a 1,000-player take mortals.
Oh, I
so
take mortals all the time.
I don't know why that would matter.
I actually killed my own Infernal Master because I needed to get a cast off, and then went channel. Oh shit! And then killed myself because I had one.
They should take the mortals before the spell resolves if they die, and it should have to start on the sorcerer they cast it on the unit.
Don't they already happen before the spell gets
I have
resolved?
no idea. Again, I've never seen anyone die to it. So
they already do resolve before because I lost my Infernal Master.
It should definitely start on the caster, not on the unit.
Yeah, it gets a little weird with rubric squads with characters.
Let it get weird.
Well, no, because then you can have like 3 wounded models in the unit.
Sure.
Is it D3 mortals for the perils?
It's D3.
D3, yeah.
Make it a D6.
Or just have it that if there's already damaged model, the sorcerer, the caster just dies, and then there can't be a second wounded model.
You could do that.
This army is broken beyond belief. It needs to go in the bin.
I don't know if we'd say beyond belief. Considering
I am happy to say beyond belief, given that it is sitting in S tier while having generally negative matchups into everything else in S tier.
That is fair. Okay, that's reasonable. I can take that.
And I think it's a points issue more than a mechanic issue.
I think it's both.
I think they'll probably start with points.
They usually do.
I mean, you could
also just
change
even things that bug me, like why can you cast spells when you fell back? You fell back, bro. You can't do anything else. Stop it. God, I hate this army.
You could change it to no advances or fallbacks for spells.
Yeah, probably should. Magnus should probably be like 1,000 points as well.
That's a lot of points.
It's funny because he's basically the same price as he was before, and he's worse.
Look, every time I see Magnus draw line of sight from his wing that's 75 inches away from his target, but his base is in range, so yeah, no, fuck Magnus.
Okay. That is all for questions in the questions thread and all of our questions that we had tagged.
All right, guys. Nathan, do you want to do the your bit?
I'll do the thing. I'll do that. All right. If you join the Cult to the High Five or Crisp High Five tier on Patreon, which is $50 a month, you get a bunch of in-person benefits as well as the ability to write your own thank you message in this handy dandy Google Drive spreadsheet that I've got here. So if you join the thread, you can make me read stuff on air. I will generally not read things that will get us canceled or anything like that, but you can put whatever you want outside of that. All right. So yeah, you get thanked at the end of every episode. They're funnier when it makes Innes read them because Innes hates this with a fiery passion, but I do kind of.
I don't hate that. I love money.
Fuck. Thank you to Christopher. Hi Nathan, I missed you. Irvine, you have to update that, bud. Also, I might be in England in a bit, so we should talk. Thank you to Willow Weeks. Thank you to Dan F. Thank you to Luke Harridan's taking the subway McCarthy. Always funny. Thank you to David. Running a despoiler in DG is okay, I guess, Clark. It's true. A despoiler in Death Guard does indeed probably make that. Thank you to Thank you. Thank you for changing that to something that's easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Thank you to James H. Thank you to Colton Dan F. Miller. Thank you to Fungus. Thank you to John V8 Gang. Oh boy, I can't wait to get around nights for 5 turns while they chase me and play the Yakety Sax song. Honestly, if you did that every time you did your Deep Strike turn where you played the Yakety Sax music, I would laugh hysterically as an opponent. Thank you to Cam, F. Dan, Morton, Hog Emoji. Thank you to Archon Rahal. Nothing silly this week. Just wishing everyone all the best with their events. Not updating this until after WTC. Thank you to Josiah Gattle. Thank you to Dreadlord Frankery. Thank you to Isaac. See me on the best WTC. Will better than Scotland. Tirada. Thank you to They Should Buff the chronically underperforming faction Necrons by letting the Geomancer move terrain pieces. That would be funny, and I would hate it. Thank you to Thomas precariously prevaricating on the perpetual pyropod perfidiousness with perfunctory palpitations into perpetuity for coition. I'm sorry to whoever had to read that out loud is the comment that is tagged to it. I actually did okay at it, which I'm surprised by because I definitely fumbled an earlier one with an easier series of words. Thank you to Steven. I can't wait for the new Necron kill team to give the faction a boost it's needed since the glory days of Canoptic Court Ross. Thank you to Tom. Chicago style is not pizza H. Thank you to thinking about calling all my unfinished projects Chaos Undivided. Get it? Because there is already Chaos Undivided, but my attention span is poor. Jokes are funnier when you explain them. Thank you to Good Luck at WTC! Thank you to our sponsors of the week, Rav and Ners Legal Group. When you're in legal trouble, don't wait till the final day to get your final say! Exclamation point. Thank you to Come With Me on a Gucci Adventure, trademarked. Thank you to Buenos Ilson. And thank you to Anthony Band from Crunch after I suggested running Wardens with 2 Axe guys mixed in for Shieldos for -1 damage factions. Send help. Thank you, everybody. I do love them so.
Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic episode. If you want to leave us any feedback, as always, all the usual channels are there. But mostly, get in the Patreon Discord. You'll get to see us. You'll get to complain to us about our tier list. Where did we put your faction? Please remember that wherever it is, it's an insult to you and your gameplay personally. If it's an S tier and you're not winning, it's because you're bad. If it's an F tier and you're winning, it's because you're just better than all your opponents and they're all terrible and you're not learning anything. If you're in C tier and you're playing them, well, why aren't you playing a good faction? So all of you should suffer for your choices. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Good luck at any tournaments. Have a fantastic time.
Thank you to Steve for the super chat for $5, which says, thanks again, Jeremy, for the help. Community legend, which is true. And on that note, bye-bye.
Conversion doesn't make you hit on unmodified force.